birchgold.com/buck. That's birchgold.com/buck.
Standard message and data rates apply.
This country was founded on freedom. Freedom from a country that wanted us to buy overpriced tea, then tried blockading us when we dumped their tea into the ocean. How'd that work out? Well, it's time to throw your overpriced big wireless contract overboard, too. You don't need to pay $100 a month just to get a free phone.
Pure Talk, my cell phone company, says no to inflated prices. With a qualifying plan, you can choose an iPhone 14 or a Samsung Galaxy for $0. And yes, this is for premium service on America's most dependable 5G network.
Get your iPhone 14 or Samsung Galaxy for $0 with a qualifying plan by dialing pound 250 and saying the keywords Clay and Buck, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team will help you make the switch in as little as 10 minutes. No hassle, no gimmicks, just honest-to-goodness wireless price right. Dial pound 250, say the keywords Clay and Buck to claim your new iPhone or Galaxy with qualifying purchase from Pure Talk, America's wireless company. Visit puretalk.com for details.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 3 p.m. hour is presented by First Liberty Building and Loan.
The Kimmer Show is only live on Extra 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home. By the way, the only music I want to hear when you think about the Air Force is Ride to the Valkyries played on loudspeakers attached to attack helicopters.
Dun, 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 dun. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
By the way, that is a very distinctive odor.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
To stop the killing, I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. But President Trump says Ukraine has become more difficult to deal with as he tries to bring both sides in the Russian invasion to the peace table.
I don't know that they want to settle. If they don't want to settle, we're out of there because we want them to settle. And I'm doing it to stop death.
The president says more than 2,000 human beings a week are being lost to the war. But Ukraine's President Zelensky, in his nightly address, telling Ukrainians the agenda is clear. Peace as soon as possible, security as reliably as possible. He's vowed Ukraine is committed to the most constructive approach. After Russian missile attacks on Ukraine overnight, President Trump is also threatening Moscow with harsher economic sanctions. The president has written to Iran's Ayatollah, suggesting they negotiate a nuclear deal, saying the alternative is military action against Iran's nuclear program, which he says would be a bad thing for them. The president telling Fox's Maria Bartiromo.
The time is happening now. The time is coming up. Something's going to happen one way or the other.
The complete interview with the president will air on Sunday Morning Futures this weekend on the Fox News channel. The Department of Homeland Security says they have found the staffers who leaked information that have disrupted ICE raids in several cities. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem saying in a video release.
We have identified 2 leakers of information here at the Department of Homeland Security who have been telling individuals about our operations and putting law enforcement lives in jeopardy. We plan to prosecute these 2 individuals and hold them accountable for what they've done.
Several ICE raids recently have failed because of leaks to media and activists. Notorious Mexican cartel leader Ruben Oseguero Gonzalez, also known as El Menchito, has been sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years in order to forfeit $6 billion to the federal government. He's the son of the fugitive leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel. America is listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry! Terry!
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it.
Woo!
Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
After joining the United States Army, Thomas Kennedy served 2 tours of duty in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan. But sadly, this soldier's life was tragically cut short. Thomas was killed by a Taliban suicide bomber in Afghanistan. He left behind his wife Cammie and their beautiful twins, Maggie and Brody. Tunnel to Towers provided the Kennedy family with a mortgage-free home. Families like the Kennedys need your help. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers. T.org. That's T2T.org.
Mercy, mercy, mercy. How's it going? 303, and that beautiful sound means it's let it rip for Friday. Anything goes, as we are wont to do. It's only me, it's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, side producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls. It's Flounder, and it's Friday. Some days do. Tuesday sucks, and so do you. Well, I may not be that's the disco version. Anyway, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, you know, it's going to be beautiful for a day, and then off we go. So who knows? Anyway, it's Friday, and that means it's a weekend, and boy, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news. And Pete Davis, we got Holy Crap at Sports, we got Flounder's Funnies. Oh, I think I forgot something. I hope it wasn't something. Saturday! That's what I was. And James, I got a million things going on. It's going to be a great day. Great day. Pete Davis, what's new in the mountains of Macon?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing is new. Nothing. Nothing has changed. Not a zilch.
Well, that's probably good.
Yes, it is very good.
It is kind of a nice, in fact, I've had a miserable 2 days. I haven't had any sleep, and I haven't talked about it because it's, who cares? When you, the problem is there's always, when you get, the older you get, the more everything becomes a thing. I mean, it's just, there's nothing that is like it used to be. There's nothing as easy as, you know what I mean? Everything is another extra thing. In fact, I'll tell you, shall I tell you a thing? I'll tell you a thing.
Did you think when you were younger that you'd grow to the point where you would hate all change no matter what it was?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and that's why I don't like all the time to go through all this stuff. In fact, remind me about the ladder. The ladder. Okay? And Flounder, what's new with you and Mrs. Veronica in the building of happiness there?
Nothing really.
No. Plans for the weekend? More relative stuff? You always visiting a cousin or something? My God, man.
No, I think we have the weekend free, so hopefully with the nice weather, do something outdoors.
It's supposed to be beautiful, near 70 and sunny, and then maybe
go hit golf balls.
Yeah, I'll guarantee you I'll be at that range. I'm going to the stable, and then Saturday, because I'm playing golf with my grandson. When we go to the beach in a few weeks, and so I'm definitely going to try to get back in the golf shape again. And I found the secret. But I just have to get it in my head. So anyway, well, that's good. And I was telling you about the older you get, the more things become a problem. And I shouldn't even say this because I was kind of embarrassed about it. The other day, I noticed that one of the light bulbs in my overhead lamp and the tall ceiling in my when you come in a townhouse, you come in through the garage, and then there's like a big there's a big open place, a room where you can put in storage stuff or whatever. And so that's where there's an overhead light, and it's like a 10-foot ceiling. It's a big tall room. And so I got my step ladder, and I go up most of the way up the step ladder and reached up to unscrew the little screw that holds the little glass case of the light bulbs right on top of the ceiling. Okay. So that was not a problem. I reached up and I unscrewed the thing and took it out. Put the light bulb in and got down the ladder and so on. And then after, I took the new light bulb, and I forgot what it was, but I took the new light bulb and I got back up on the step ladder, and for some reason, when I had to try to reach up a little higher to do a specific maneuver to get the lamp thing to be put in just right, and then screw the thing in the bottom and balance it so I wouldn't fall off the one hand blade, I was starting to lose my balance.
Yeah.
And I realized, whoa, this is how you break a hip. I mean, this is how, seriously, I thought, oh my God. I mean, I know all of a sudden it's just not the same, So
your balance is not the same. No.
Yeah. So anyway, so little things like that. So when I say things get more difficult as you go along, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so, okay, I laughed at 307. Don't forget clocks. This week, Saturday night when you go to bed, you change the clocks. Now, people get confused because, for example, we've had winter, and you want to bounce back. You want to spring back to life from a from a cold winter. So if you spring back, clearly springing back to life, the clocks have to go back.
Yeah. And in fall, you want to fall forward. You want to catch yourself.
Catch yourself, so you don't hurt yourself on your face when you're falling forward. If you're falling forward, so I guess I always get confused. But anyway, let's see. God, we got a million things. Oh, this was incredible. I'm coming into work today, and I posted this on Facebook and YouTube, and I sent you guys a copy. Did you see it? Of that video?
What?
I sent you both a video. Jesus, God and Mary. You bastard. In fact,
tell us what it is.
You know what? I brought in one of my old Kimmer Facebooks. Can you see this? This is 30 years ago. This was my face 30 years ago. This is one of these stick things. I should have sent these to the members of the Democrat Congress for their little stupid thing. Anyways, I'm gonna start waving this whenever I'm trying to get you guys' attention while we're doing our show. Anyway, I say this video. I'm driving in through
Which video?
I'm driving in through the little golf course.
Oh yeah.
With the guy with the motor scooter.
I think it was a girl. I think that was a young girl. Anyway, I'm driving along, and all of a sudden, ahead of me, I see this person skating 30 miles, and I got a little closer. It's one of those electric skateboards, but I don't know what you call them. But she was going 34 miles an hour on a skateboard, where you stand up and put the hand. I mean, how can you balance yourself like going 34 miles an hour and then zips around a curb and everything? Oh my God! I mean, that can't even be legal. Is that even legal?
She's trusting of potholes. I'm telling her that.
A gravel, sand.
I don't believe it's legal.
I mean, but there's got to be gravel and sand and all kind. I mean, anything could. It's just a skateboard. It's not. It's no four wheels. It's two wheels, and you're. Oh my! I mean, two little axles. Oh my God! I'm standing on this little teeny little square. I couldn't believe 34 miles an hour. Jeez, I mean, oh man! And by the way, the weather's been beautiful. That's why. And I do go through. I never use highways if I don't have to, and so I always go through these little neighborhoods. And lately, because the weather's been nice, and some pretty nice neighborhoods, and the kids lately, I've seen. I don't know how many kids I can tell you who look to be maybe 10, 11, 12 years old riding those little teeny electric bicycles. And those things go fast. I mean, those things zip around too. And it's young kids. I mean, honestly, it couldn't be 10, 11, 12 years old on electric bikes, zipping through the neighborhoods, having fun.
That's why they're fat.
Yeah, well, but again, I think they're just out cruising, having fun. But again, I don't know.
I've noticed it too, because I've stopped taking the highway. I use a similar route to where you end up on Roswell Road.
Roswell Road, then go through.
It takes you straight to my neighborhood.
Absolutely,
yeah. But I've noticed some of those electric bikes as well.
Yeah.
Up here where real men live, I don't see a lot of those little scooters.
Well, I'm not a man. I was my man a long time ago. 22 years ago. Anyway, 310-3. I couldn't believe that scooter. Honestly, I just couldn't believe it. Anyway,
I can't believe somebody was filming it while they were.
That was Valentina. That was Valentina, my videographer. Okay. And I mentioned that on the tape. She waits, she collects with me, and then when she tries to get a little kink on her. But anyway, no, she was very well behaved, and she had a little shaky on the camera work.
That's that plastic doll in your car?
That's exactly. Has a little breathing tube.
Save your breath.
It always looks so surprised.
Yowie. Yeah. Oh God. Let's see.
She's trying to say something and she just can't get it out.
Oh, I know. Let's do this, Father. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this every single hour at least. We'll play a little quick soundbite for you here, and we have a lot of stuff about Donald Trump, what he's doing. I mean, it's exciting. Every single day he's doing stuff. It's so exciting. But this just happened a few minutes ago. You may have heard Bill Nye the Science Guy. You know that name? He's been around for 50 years or whatever. He's kind of a goof.
Liar.
Bill Nye the Science Guy and a bunch of laid-off workers from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, staged a rally in front of the Lincoln Memorial, holding up their signs about Make America Healthy Again kills, complaining about Doge and Elon Musk and so forth. And once again, these are hate-filled Democrats who are trying to keep waste in federal government. And once again, they've taken to show America how they feel by song and dance, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the roving Democrats singing dancers in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Flounder, if you will, sir. With Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
This little light of mine.
What now?
I'm gonna let it shine.
We're gonna shine of
this little light of mine.
The light of science.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Shining all the people. Gonna hit you in the face. Oh, dude. Oh, God. Let it shine. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I've changed my mind. They're right. Believe the science. Trust the science.
Right, exactly. Oh, my God. Mein Führer. I mean, Mr. President. Oh, my God. It's hysterical. I mean, who's in charge of these people? I mean, seriously, who thought that was the way to go? Oh, my God.
Trust the science means shut up and comply.
Jeez. And where's your mask? Anyway, 313, Let It Rip Friday, 404-741-1230. Join us because it's more fun that way. All right, look out. Here we go. Look out.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Catherine Mayer seems to think that looting is okay, though it might be counterproductive. We're talking 2020 after the death of that career criminal and thug George Floyd. There was mass looting of shoe stores, jewelry stores, whatever in Los Angeles. And Catherine Mayer weighed in on it. Here's what she had to say. I mean, sure, looting is counterproductive, but it's hard to be mad about protests not prioritizing the private property of a system of oppression founded on treating people's ancestors as private property. So there you go. That's what looting is to the CEO of National Public Radio.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
It's 314. Kim, Pete, and Flounder. Let It Rip Friday, 404-741-1230. It's great to have you aboard. Trump Care to the rescue. If you're still struggling with those health insurance things and sick and tired of trying to figure it out on your own on the web and the computer and stuff, well, Trump Care and your friend, the health insurance doctor named Steven. The big boys are back in town taking care of business. It's happening every day in Washington, and it can happen for you right now. You can say, Steven's got guys, family saving as much as 60%, like $10,000 or something every year on premiums because he does all the work for you. He looks at the files and the data and the charts and the fine print and the tables and all that stuff. And if you're looking for nationwide PPO network things, whatever that is, maybe showing up where you don't have to fork over the $50 when you walk into the doctor's office, no deductible, co-pays, IRS penalties are avoiding that stuff. I don't even know what that is. Hard to get subsidies. Don't worry about that. Open enrollment things. He's got all that stuff. Year-round plans. I mean, you're killing me here. Obamacare, Schmamacare. Try to get him answer the freaking phone. Anyway, and maybe plans you need with, cancer stuff or eyeglass stuff or accidental stuff. I mean, I don't know. You do. And that's what Steven does. Takes care of it for you. And guess what? You don't have to pay him. It's free to you. You don't have to pay him. Here's that number, 678-523-0759. On the web, healthinsurancedoctor.net.
Hi, my name is Steve from Marietta, and we hired ATL Turf Co. to build our dream backyard golf setup. They installed a large 4-hole putting green, a sand bunker, a short game area, and did a full conversion to artificial grass around the pool with decorative retaining walls. ATL Turf Co. was really creative. They were efficient. The installation was a breeze. Price was completely reasonable, and I definitely appreciated their communication throughout the project. I would definitely recommend ATL Turf Co. to anybody thinking about doing a backyard makeover. You can check them out online right now at atlturfco.com.
HCI Wealth Advisors is your financial defense partner, preparing you for the unexpected when the inevitable happens in life. Our tailored strategies empower families to build wealth, generate infinite income, and mitigate taxes, fees, and penalties. At HCI Wealth Advisors, we help you transfer wealth while creating an everlasting legacy. Our goal is to ensure you meet your financial needs today, tomorrow, and into retirement. Our experienced team is committed to ensuring your legacy endures for generations to come. Learn more at hciwealthadvisors.com.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
This is Bruce Hagan, the people's lawyer. When I started my firm, it was with the idea of providing personal representation for personal injury cases. We treat everybody like family, and it makes me so proud to work with my son to provide a great family-oriented law firm.
This is Matt Hagan. As a father-son team, we know the importance of working together to get our clients back on their feet. Let us here at Hagan Law be your advocates. You can find everything you need to know at hagen-law.com.
hagen-law.com.
Hey, homeowners, it's Flounder, and I'm here to keep you warm. Well, I won't, but my friends at Dobbs Heating and Air will. As a new homeowner myself, I prefer working with local, family-owned companies who value what matters to me and treats my home like it's their own. The Dobbs family have a passion for what they do, and taking care of people is their primary goal. So if your home needs help staying warm right now, call Dobbs Heating and Air and experience the Dobbs difference. And check them out online at dobbshvac.com.
Need more than just headlines on your ride to work? Tug, Rhino, and Los have you covered with the biggest stories of the day and everything your coworkers will be talking about. It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Here we go. It's the Monkees. Yeah, I like being a stepping stone. It makes you feel good all over when you at least done something for somebody else. Oh, by the way, I just got a text from my Navy retired pilot guy. Was helping us talk about that girl flying the plane thing at one time. He said, "Spring ahead, fall back." Sir, we were just goofing around.
No.
Yeah, sorry, we were just pulling your leg.
You're not gonna fall off.
No, you tricked me, Mr. Skipper.
We're on the radio. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So you're going to get an extra hour of light and a less hour of sleep. That's it. Okay. There's the Monkees, 2012. Sorry, Flounder, I'm talking over your musical director thing here. Sales of the albums by the Monkees in 2012 soared after the death of Davy Jones. Best of the Monkees re-entered the Billboard chart at number 20 and sold almost 20,000 units because he had just died. Let's see. Got to get Mr. Phone back here. Our birthday list. Hold on, we got a phone call. Hold on, Ed. I'll be right with you. Our birthday list includes Jenna Fisher. What's her name? What's her name from The Office? Pam from The Office. And I always liked her character. And I really enjoyed that. I kind of jumped the shark for me after a while, but the first few years of that were just a great show. Now, on this day in history, hold on a second here. Got a little thing here. This was the day. Why did that do that? Now I can't. Oh, stop that. Oh, here we go. On this day in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell, at the age of 29, got a patent for his new invention, the telephone. He, in the 70s, moved to Boston with his father, and they worked. The father worked as a teacher at the Pemberton School for the Deaf, married one of the students there. Bell became interested in the possibility of transmitting speech over wires. The communication possible between two distant points still required hand delivery of messages. With the help of Tom Watson, a Boston machine shop employee, Bell developed a prototype. Sound waves caused an electric current to vary in intensity and frequency, causing a thin, soft iron plate-filled diaphragm to vibrate. They were transferred magnetically to another wire connected to a diaphragm in another distant instrument. When that vibrated, the original sound would be replicated in the ear of the receiving instrument. 3 days after he filed it, the telephone carried its first intelligible message, the famous, "Mr. Watson, what are you wearing?" No, sorry, that was stupid. No, that's what he says.
Where's that $5 you owe me, Watson?
You lousy bastard. Anyway, yeah, come here, I need you. That was cool. Anyway, so
where did he get the diaphragm from?
I don't know what lady had to sacrifice the whole. By the way, did you? I didn't know this. By the way, one of the things I kind of skipped over here, that he and his father developed what's called visible speech, which was a written system used to teach speaking to people who were deaf. And then that's where they kind of got involved in the whole speaking hearing thing. And so anyway, what a story in the 1800s for crying out loud. All right, 322, cover Pete and Flounder, 404-74. Hey, Adam, you still on the phone? I'm sorry, man. I let her up Friday. What's up, man? Nice to have you aboard.
Happy Friday, Semper Fi. Yeah, so on this whole Ukraine war, I just saw a report that the Russians have the Ukrainians basically circled around the area that they got probably a couple months ago called Kursk. And so basically the Ukraine forces are basically trapped.
Surrounded,
and what I want to say is enough is enough. End this war. Zelensky's got to make a deal.
Yeah. Well, again, very simply, and I haven't heard anybody say this, but the fact of the matter is this. Clearly, neither one of them is just going to say, okay, sorry we ever did that. Let's all just go home and forget it ever happened. Like nothing ever. That's not going to happen. So therefore, somebody's going to have to give something, and it's better if both of them do, so they better come to an agreement. Otherwise, what's the freaking point? And Donald Trump, in fact, Adam, today, just a few minutes ago, we heard Donald Trump saying, it doesn't sound like Ukraine's really interested in trying to get this all solved. And Trump says, if they don't, we're out. And it'll be over. Putin's going to take the whole freaking place, not just the East Coast. Anyway, I don't get it. It's needless. They have to solve it.
Guys.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it, sir. 323. Kim, repeat, and flounder. Anyway, by our 3 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. We say yes when the big banks say no at FirstLibertyGA.com. 404-741-1230. Okay, here we go. Now, this is great. Again, Donald Trump was talking earlier today. And again, I just think this is the greatest idea, and it's too bad most people don't get a chance to see it or experience it. We know for 4 years, and actually longer than that when he was running before that Joe Slimebag, scumbag crime family person would never, any more than he had to appear in public or before the press, would never take questions because we all know now, all the insiders are saying, well, they had to, train him to move his hands and what words. I mean, it was just appalling. Donald Trump pretty much every day has the press into the Oval Office and answers questions. I mean, it's the darndest thing you ever saw. Came here like at noon and 1 o'clock. He's got reporters in there and talk. I mean, whatever. It's unbelievable. The fresh approach, the sunshine. I mean, it's just, and I don't think people appreciate it because, people at work, you may hear this show when you go home and play it back on YouTube. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's a shame that the American people, and again, if I were a teacher in probably high school and certainly in college, it had anything to do with anything about civics or government or public affairs or, what's happening in the world today with, crimes and penalties, stuff like that coming across the border. I would cover all those things live. If they were happening during the day, I'd put it right there in the classroom. Here's what's going on with our government. What could be more important other than teaching people how to earn and keep money and invest for their future than what the hell your government's doing so that we can make sure that we know what they're doing? I mean, seriously.
That's democracy in action, where you get to know you're part of the process here.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. And again, as an old fart, I'm telling you, I've never seen this. And again, after the Biden crime family and that whole administration. And again, excuse me, for example, we're going to talk about the slush fund at the EPA that they caught was staking those other ones. More information on that coming up. And again, here right now today, Donald Trump has just yanked $400 million in grants and contracts from Columbia University today. Gone. Citing their non-compliance with anti-discrimination laws. Months of anti-Semitic harassment and I love when they say, and of course the news stories have to say it like, in news stories. So they say, after months of anti-Semitic harassment, it's Jew haters. Months of the Jew haters. Okay, anti-Semitic thing. And intimidation on the Morningside Heights campus, the pro-Hamas, the Jew haters slogans proclaimed by demonstrators, and the NYPD eventually called in about da-da-da-da. Since October 7th, Jewish students have faced relentless violence, intimidation, and anti-Semitic harassment on their campuses, only to be ignored by those who are supposed to protect them. Quote, Secretary of Education Linda McMahon, whose duty is to close down the department.
You said duty.
I said duty.
Yeah, said
but
duty.
Again, the headline is Donald Trump just, can you imagine what this is going to do? They're going to have to start spending their own money. Columbia University just lost $400 million. That's almost $500 million. to Colombia.
Why cannot the police go in there and first thing they do is rip off the mask and expose who they are, take their photos, take their mugshots, and put their photos up all around the city? These are little scum Jew haters that we're going to deport right now. Yeah. And if they're Americans, put them in jail because they broke the law.
Yeah. And again, along with that, another great thing. Again, Donald Trump, this all happened today. We could spend all day just on things he's done every day. But he also yanked the first visa of a foreign student linked to those Jew-hating Hamas support, Jew-hating demonstrations and disruptions. Let's see, he cracked down on those involved in anti-Israeli protests. He said he was going to do it. And, quote, we revoked the first visa of an alien who was previously cited for criminal behavior in connection with the Hamas-supporting, Jew-hating disruptions, a State Department spokesman said. He was a university student. Well, it doesn't say he or she. It says this individual was a university student and will proceed to being removed from this country. Neither his or her name or nationality was released because of legal constraints. But again, and by the way, the State Department is reporting, we mentioned this late yesterday, I think Pete mentioned this, kind of a news-breaking thing. The State Department is using artificial intelligence to spot Hamas-sympathizing, Jew-hating foreigners in America so we can revoke their visas. So bum-bum-ba-dum-bum-bum-ba-dum-bum-bum, and we got the first one. So here two things happened today. Columbia University lost almost $500 million in money. I mean, my God. And they caught the first student, identified him, and are kicking him out of the country, repatriating you with your own country. And by the way, for the record, as I recall, I think these figures are still correct. The Ivy League schools, and I forget, what are there, 7? I forgot, well, how many Ivy Leagues? 6, 7, 8, 9? 9 of them, I think. I can't remember.
9.
Columbia and Dartmouth and...
Columbia, Cornell, Dartmouth, Brown. Is Brown one of them?
I think Brown is.
Yale, and Harvard.
Yeah, Princeton, Penn. Yeah, I mean, those the Ivy League schools have so much money in their endowments that they could literally never again charge anybody any admission for any students and never lose a dime. They make more in interest on their investments of their endowment than it would cost them to pay for everybody to get a free education.
We had it right. There's 8 Ivy League schools, and we named every one of them.
So well, I'll be damned. That's pretty cool. I'll be damned. Anyway, but again, what a turn of events. I mean, think about that's just today. Just 2 things today. Anyway. Oh, man, there's so much. We'll have a little fun. We got Friday. I got some weird stories, too. I mean, some weird stories. Did you hear about that substitute teacher in Florida who asked classmates who could beat up another classmate? Oh, my God. All right, 3:30. Kim, Pete, and Flounder. Your calls, 404-741-1232. On Letter Friday, man. It's a beautiful day to be alive. I know that.
Latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Hey, let me ask you a question, landscapers and builders. How's your rocks? How's your boulders? I got some great news from Stovall & Company, the locally owned, family business. Been doing this stuff for 75 years. Paul and the kids, Trip and Devin, taking care of your stuff, wholesale landscaping supplies, and that's also for hardscaping, softscaping, patios, rocks, boulders, trees, shrubs. I mean, they've got it all. And by the way, you know, this is a family business, so they go above and beyond. And they're opening their 11th store. Talk about success for a family business up in Canton on Union Hill Road's coming up. And they go above and beyond. I love family companies like this, just like our little radio station. If you need something delivered, you're putting in a patio and you need more rocks and plates or whatever, just, you know, get a hold and they'll bring it right to you. That's what they do. They take care of business. I love these family businesses. Look them up on the web, StovallInc.com.
For half a century, glyphosate has affordably and effectively protected Georgia farmers' crops from invasive weeds. Without it, the impact would be felt beyond the fields, hitting Americans where it hurts, our wallets. That's why the Modern Ag Alliance advocates for farmers' continued access to essential crop protection tools so food prices don't rise even more. Get the facts at controlweedsnotfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
Georgia is home to over 600,000 veterans who play an important role in strengthening our communities. The Warrior Alliance is recognizing these contributions at the 4th Annual Veteran Impact Awards and Gala on Thursday, May 22nd at the Coca-Cola Roxy Theater at the Battery, Atlanta. You may participate by nominating a Georgia veteran for their exceptional service after military service in categories such as first responder, healthcare, education, military spouse, and more. Go to thewarrioralliance.org today and submit your veteran nomination.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Are you the type of consumer that likes to do your research before you choose a company? Well, then you need to join Dan Watkins, Chris Lolamy, and myself, Jim Niarchos, every Saturday morning at 9 for the All Four Seasons Home Show. We only vet local businesses with a proven history of integrity, competence, and solid customer service. The All Four Seasons Home Show helps you make a good consumer decision, save money, and not get ripped off. You can also follow our podcasts on Apple, Google, and Spotify. The All Four Seasons Home Show, Saturday mornings at 9, right here on Extra 106.3.
The president said it himself.
America is back.
And Extra 106.3 continues on as the only conservative news and talk station in Atlanta. The news changes by the day, and you can count on Extra 106.3 to bring it to you straight every day without the spin. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Watch out, it's the Beastie Boys. 1987, Beastie Boys, the first rap act to have a #1 album in America with their debut album, Licensed to Ill. I'll play the flounder and let the ladies and gentlemen. Beastie Boys. The album, one of Columbia Records' fastest-selling debut records to date, from 1987. Beastie Boys. Did they do like a cartoon series too, or a TV thing or at all? No, not really.
Probably not.
I thought they had some kind of video thing going for them. Well, that's how much I know. I know they were huge with a bunch of my buddies back in the late 80s and 90s, and I thought,
they had some hits.
Oh, they were huge. Let's see, 3:35 to the phones. Let It Rip Friday, taking phone priority. Patricia, hey baby, how's it going? Welcome aboard. Happy Let It Rip Friday. Don't forget to set your clock Saturday night.
Absolutely, Kim. I just have one question.
Yeah.
Why did we even give $400 million to begin with?
And
if they change their stance, okay, does that mean they'll get it?
Oh, no. Well, that's a great question. Again, it's like the tariffs. Trump threatens tariffs and they change, and then if they don't do it, he puts them on. So I don't know. I don't know whether this is, I don't know. But either way, it's certainly making an impression.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, if they had that much money, why did who approved to give them $400 million? I'd love to know more of the background on that.
Yeah. And
that's your challenge, Kimmer. Find it out for us.
All right, Patricia. I'm yours, baby. Have a great weekend. Thanks, sweetie. Thanks. Always
homework assignment.
Oh, goody. Well, that's all right. I had plenty of time. Although the girls are fixing up something for me from the high heel division of the Kimmer's Asian cheerleader section of the Kimmer's fan club. They've been a little something for me. Oh God, that's what it was. I knew it was something I forgot. I knew it. Oh, I forgot to disarm the secondary tripwire. Ah, crap. For the Lee Ting usually comes in early though, and she knows where it is. She takes care of everything.
Is it a standard grenade or a bouncing back?
I don't want to give out too much information. So thank God I remembered that. Woo! Oh, God. Too bad I'm exhausted for the last couple of years. God. All right, your birthday list includes the hideous Bryan Cranston, although he may have is he coming around a little, I guess?
Actor.
I love his shows. I can't tell you. And if Breaking Bad started on again, I would tape every one of them and watch them all over again. I suppose I could
Supposedly, they're going back to doing Malcolm in the Middle with the boys grown up.
Malcolm in the Middle with the boys grown up?
Yeah. So that should be fun.
God. Now, but I don't remember. I don't think I've ever seen. That's not the smart one, right? Malcolm Middle's not the smart kid show, right?
Yeah. The middle one was the smart one. Yeah.
Like he was a genius or something.
Now.
Oh,
yeah. Frankie Muniz.
Yeah. I'll be damned. Well,
that was a funny show. That was a good show.
I don't know why I never watched it. It just never something I thought.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston was really funny in that. Like his character, the dad, he was super funny.
Oh, he's great at everything. He was the dentist on Seinfeld. Yeah. I mean, he was great. Give you a little stickle of fluoride.
I think he switched to Judaism for the jokes.
Just not fair. And on this day in history, I got to get Mr. Froggy. Hold on a second. Oh, by the way, let's think of what's going on today, and also the new anti-woke things from Donald Trump to counter what's been going on today. And now, hear this from the past in the Kimmer's History section of this segment. March 7th, 1953, the Woman of the Year, selected by the Scandinavian Societies of Greater New York, is Christine Jorgensen. Christine Jorgensen used to be George Jorgensen before he had a sex change operation. George to Christine Jorgensen was the first widely known sex change recipient in America. The Daily News, that's why the Scandinavian Society saluted him. The New York Daily News ran a front-page story on this day in 1953 with the headline, "Ex-GI becomes blonde bombshell." And she was a tranny who had the operation, and it was and again, that's probably the last one you heard about for 50 years. Anyway, or 70 or whatever it is, 1953. Okay, no,
Renee Richards was
Renee Richards, a tennis player, yeah, but I'm not. Did he have surgery, or was he?
I think he did.
I don't remember. Yeah, but that was. But then that was in the 70s. That was a good 20 years or something after that. Anyway, just kind of for the record. Now, before I forget, this is bizarre. In Florida, Jacksonville Tiger Academy, run by the YMCA. A substitute teacher, 57-year-old, angry, nasty-looking woman named Gianni White, was teaching the class as a substitute teacher, and this was in elementary school, okay? Elementary school. She had told the kids to break into groups, and one of these kids ignored her request to split into small groups to do school work. So the substitute teacher woman said she's going to take care of this, and she addressed the class and said, "Who here can beat him up? Who here can beat him up?" Oh, my God. 4 kids raised their hand. 4 elementary students raised their hand, volunteering to beat the crap out of the kid who wasn't cooperating. And sure enough, she called them up one by one, and one by one, the 4 kids individually beat on the other kid. First one beat him, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, raising their hands for the extra credit beat down, pummeling him inside the classroom. Then the teacher shoved the kid to the ground, caused him to bounce his head off a desk, and then I swear to God, grabbed him by the collar and dragged him to the school authorities, saying he needs behavioral assistance. Oh my God. And the kid said, no, the teacher told them to beat him up and stuff. So the teacher obviously was vetted by the Jacksonville, Florida school system, and she's also been arrested for all kinds of stuff. Can you imagine asking the kids to beat up another kid and then dragging him by the collar saying this kid needs behavioral assistance? I think I got the wrong one on the collar there. Anyway, 341. Oh, let me do this before I forget, too. Excuse me. This is more duplicity. On the last slime bag administration got caught again. You've heard some of these figures and other things before, but this is even worse. Excuse me. Newly released discovered slush fund money created at Citibank, $20 billion funneled into newly founded environmental groups just a few days before Donald Trump took office. In other words, Joe Slimebag, just a few days before he left office, put $20 billion into newly founded slush funds for environmental groups to hide the money. It was done with nonprofits with no oversight from the EPA, and the new boss over there, Lee Zeldin, says this is going to stop. We can't be doing this kind of stuff where there's no oversight. The Attorney General Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, FBI Director, are focused reviewing the tax dollars on these lame duck president's administration. He located $20 billion. It was done in an obvious attempt just a few days before the administration took over to stop Donald Trump from getting back the money. He did it deliberately so Trump couldn't get the money back. He gave in fact, Carmela gave a check for $7 million to the Maryland-based Climate United Fund after they were just incorporated. Justice Climate Fund got $940 million. They were set up a few months ago. They have not submitted a single tax filing to the IRS. $940 million to some kind of climate fund, and they haven't done anything with it. Well, that we know of. Power Forward Communities, headed by former Georgia Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stakey Big Fat Loser Abrahams, got $2 billion, even though her company was worth $100. The cash for the charities came from a $370 billion climate slush fund of taxpayer money overseen by John Podesta, the political consultant who was in charge of Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage's failed bid for president in 2016, White House Chief of Staff to Bill Clinton, the guy whose password on his computer was password. And he was in charge of doling out $370 billion to hide the money. The gold bar scheme, they called it, to limit government oversight, doling out far-left organizations money, pushing DEI and environmental justice before Trump could get his hands on it. I mean, that's treason. That's taxpayer money being used for...
Pay off.
Flabbergasted. Yeah, I mean, what are they doing? Where's the money? Who got it?
It's a banana republic. The dictator doling out money to the people who supported him.
I mean, it's way worse than we thought.
Yeah.
Way worse than we thought. Quarter four. Kemmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We got so much more here on 106.3. Friday, join us. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It'll be a nice day tomorrow, at least. Let's see what's going on. Here we go.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
The Atlanta Braves Spring Training Series Behind the Braves, presented by Global Payments, is back for the 5th season. Hear from your favorite players and meet the new faces as they get to work in spring training in preparation for the 2025 season. Plus, enjoy exclusive interviews and go behind the scenes to see the team like never before. New episodes drop each week on youtube.com/Braves and locally on Peachtree TV and Atlanta's CW. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's favorite family lifestyle magazine. Partnering with our community and local businesses is what we love to do. Check out what's happening at the Avenue West Cobb.
Hey everyone, I'm Alondra. The Avenue West Cobb is just a short drive from Atlanta. Discover the dynamic mix of premium national brands like J. Jill and J. Crew, plus unique local realtors and delicious restaurants, including Lazia and Jim and Nick's. And don't forget our exciting events. Our bunny photos and our annual Spring Festival is just around the corner, and Puppy Fun at Paul's Fest is this summer. The Avenue is a vibrant destination with entertainment for the whole family. For the latest details, please visit us at theavenuewestcobb.com.
Sounds amazing. Friends, I'll see you at the Avenue West Cobb. Remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. You know, a great smile can make you more successful as well as make you happy. Yes, it's true. And your smile's waiting for you at my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler, my friend for 30 years and dentist forever. This woman at Atlanta Smiles, atlantasmiles.com, the dentist with the doggy. It's really true, whether it's just regular cleaning or bridges or crowns or are your teeth bothering a little bit, maybe a little ache or something, or your gums it's not going to get better on its own. Take it from me, I found that out the hard way. Taking care of your teeth and gums and everybody's happy. And by the way, you can relax with Dr. Dina. This is an individual, private VIP experience. The latest technology. She used AI to get my last thing done at my last visit. And don't forget the doggy. She's a little doggy to take a nap in your lap while you're getting your work done. And this staff, these ladies are angels, I promise you. You'll love going there. A veteran herself, Dr. Dina, 10% veterans discount off the top. Tell them when you call. 404-262-7733. Your smile's waiting. Get the doggy, atlantasmiles.com.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money, bigger house, maybe a yacht? Or do you think how you feel physically, how you wake up every day, how you sleep, what activities you can and can't do? When you feel good, life is good. It's easy for us to take our health for granted until we can't. I came to that reality when I started feeling pain every day at about 45, and I started to lose hope until I found Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask the pain temporarily. It helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Give their 3-week quick start a try. It's $19.95, less than $1 a day, and it takes one phone call, 800-4-RELIEF. That's 800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. ReliefFactor.com. ReliefFactor.com, 1-800-4-RELIEF.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Glenn back until noon. Clay and Buck from noon to 3. And the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. Plus Jesse Kelly from 6 to 9. And Jimmy Vela from 9 to midnight. The voices you need all day with a conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Here we go. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on Let It Rip Friday, 106.3. It's 3:50 in the afternoon, and beautiful day. Tears for Fears here. 1983, Tears for Fears released their debut studio album, The Hurting. It peaked at number 1 in Britain. Featured the singles Mad World, Change, and Pale Shelter, all of which reached the top 5 in Britain. In the music magazine, Gavin Martin wrote a scathing review saying this record and others like it are a terrible, useless sort of art that makes self-pity and futility a commercial proposition, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God, man. Let's play a little of this for you here, Flounder. Tears for Fears. Change. What was that famous song? They had one really big hit. What was their one really big hit? Didn't he have one?
Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It was, and that was kind of a sad, sort of like a soap opera song to me. Let's see. Our musical birthday list includes, speaking of music, Taylor Dane. 63. She had a big hit too. Tell me to my poppy top. Tell me about a lop pop. Tell me up. I can't remember the exact title. Taylor Dane, 63 years old. You probably got exactly what I was going for with that, just that imitation. And on this day in history, saluting the United States Navy. Tug, our morning guy, Navy man. In 1994, on this day, the Navy issued its first permanent orders assigning women to regular duty on a combat ship. They served aboard the USS Eisenhower. Combat duty girls. Okie dokie. I don't like it, and I know it, and it's wrong, and I'm a chauvinist, and women have babies, therefore they determine whether we're going to have, life. until AI takes over. But anyway, and the way they used to joke, join the Navy, ride the waves, women's auxiliary volunteer or something or other for the sea. Anyway, so congratulations. Now again, I'm not a girls in combat thing. I think they should be part. If they want to go to war zones, that's great. But I don't think it should be in a fighting hole and charging things like that. That's just my own thing. Oh, by the way, remind me, Glenn Beck was talking about Grok 3 today, and AI is it's scaring the crap out of me again. First of all, just in, kind of a new story here today. Oh, was that my thing? No. Kind of a new story here today. President Trump has shot down speculation that he might pardon former Minneapolis cop Derek Chauvin, the murder conviction of George Floyd, months of protest, rioting. Ben Shapiro suggested publicly that Donald Trump ought to pardon him, and Trump says, no, I haven't even heard about it. No, I haven't heard of that. Floyd died after being a scumbag and a slime bag and deserved everything he got because he's a punk and a slime bag, causing liberals to ruin America, destroy everything, and pretend they're doing something for right, allowed all the liberals to get people out of jail forever, burning down America. You remember all those funny days, don't you? All the liberals, all the hate-filled stuff, Buddy Tat and all the rest of them. Shapiro said Chauvin's on a 22-year state prison sentence and a 21-year federal sentence, unable to get a fair trial, which is true. Trump can only pardon Chauvin on federal charges, meaning he would not be released from prison. So clearly, I think Donald Trump, doesn't. Well, can't speak for the man. Anyway, can repeat and flounder. 404-741-1230. I'm gonna go back to the Fox hat there. Sorry, I had to hear that. There we go. And now, all right. Let's see. And speaking of cringy stuff, everybody's reacting to those. You see the video of those congresswomen, AOC and the bunch, doing their pick a fight or something. The reason I'm mentioning this, we mentioned it yesterday, was because last night I saw the response from the White House. It was perfect. The girl video where they're doing fighting stances, and I guess it was based on some. In fact, they were kind of mocking me a little this morning on the Money Show, which they should, because I don't know what the hell. I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know this was a fighting video game that they were mimicking. I've never seen fighting video games. So, they were saying, no, you didn't know what he's talking about, which is true. I didn't. Anyway, so they had all the, like Akazo Bang Bang Yo Stupidity and all these chicks pretending they're fighting people like some kind of, video game thing. And the White House came out with their response to it, and it showed a montage of Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and other members of the administration. And the caption was, America chose its fighters last November. And it would show, beefy, muscular doing macho stuff compared to those freaking liberal Democrat slime bags. Pete Hegseth, and, working on it. So anyway, which is freaking perfect. And social media, of course, is still going nuts. If the party's going to implode itself, these people don't. One guy, I love this part. There are just some people who don't have anyone in their lives willing to tell them to just stop. Dear God. Which I thought was pretty much the highlight of that one. Let's see, 3:55. We got a Flounders Funny coming up. Pete's tweets also, and Holy Crap is Sports and the whole deal. CBS wants to define the First Amendment. And they now are claiming in a court lawsuit filing that Donald Trump's $20 billion lawsuit should be dismissed. Trump was concerned about the 60 Minutes deceptively editing the interview to make Carmela's side piece look like a better candidate, and Donald Trump sued about it. Well, the CBS lawyers are saying that lawsuit was an affront to the First Amendment without basis in law or fact. The CBS says Donald Trump's trying to punish a news organization for constitutionally protected editorial judgments they do not like. They also want an order directing how a news organization may exercise editorial judgment in the future. The First Amendment stands resolutely against these demands. Well, it doesn't stand resolutely against cheating and lying and deceiving a presidential campaign. My God. Anyway, 3:56. Give repeat and flounder on 106.3. Hey, Obi, that's it. Hey, look at this. I just showed, that's 30 years ago. And she says, oh my God, that's you. I'm showing the picture of me it was a long time ago. I've been waiting to do that. My old Kimmer fan that they put on sticks at the Braves game one night. And My little work friend, a sales lady, came by, and she always waves in the window. I brought her a cookie, and she waves in the window, and I held up my little sign in front of my actual face, and she went, "Oh my God, that's you," which makes me laugh. And I did every time I do that. I have pictures of myself from 30 years ago or 40 years ago, and every girl says, "Oh my God, that's you." And it's okay. I mean, I'm amused and I'm happy and laughing, and it's true. That used to be me. So that's the way it goes. 3:57, Flounder's Funny coming up here in a few seconds. But first, did you see the SpaceX video? And by the way, they're saluting that it pulled off the stunt it was supposed to do before it blew up. SpaceX had a 400-foot tall ship launched from the company's Starbase facility in China Beach, Texas last night, lost altitude control, blew up, sent sparks everywhere. And here's what SpaceX said about it. Let's see, watching this picture too. During Starship's ascent burn, the vehicle experienced a rapid, unscheduled disassembly, and contact was lost. An unscheduled disassembly. It blew to smithereens. There was debris everywhere. Airline flights were canceled. People were looking up, and the Turks and Caicos were saying, "Oh my God, it's a nighttime spectacular." I mean, it was freaking hysterical. But again, the thing was able to do its job. It returned to the Texas launch pad for its third ever catch of its super heavy booster. And so, this is how they learn. This is how they do it. SpaceX, and they're going to go get those astronauts too. Anyway, 3:50. Flounder's Funnies. What do you got there, sir?
I had to go to urgent care here in Nashville. I don't know if y'all been to an urgent care. Go check it out. It's fun. I like it in there. It's better than a real doctor. I think. There's no ego at an urgent care. That's what's fun. You go to a doctor's office, they talk down to you, right? Diplomas on the wall. They're like, "I went to school. I know everything." Urgent care is like, "Do you have $40? Let's figure this out together. We don't know any more than you, Let's put our heads in a room and let's tackle this sinus infection as a team." And that's fun. You know how you fill out all your info in the lobby on like a clipboard, and then they take you to another room and act like you never did that? So the nurse comes in, we're face to face, she's asking me questions. She goes, "What are you in for?" I said, "My nose is clogged." She said, "You been taking anything?" I said, "Just Sudafed." And she goes, "Oh, can you spell that for me?"
Uh-oh.
I was like, "Sudafed?" That maybe could. I would like you to take a stab at it, though. Feels like something you should know. I know y'all share a lease with a T-Mobile store, but this feels like day one stuff, honestly.
Who's that, Flounder?
I don't know his name. I've got to find it. I didn't
play him again. What do you like him? It's 4 o'clock. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder. Letterman Friday. How you doing? Great to have you with us.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Frustrated with Kyiv. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News, ahead of a meeting next week to set up a framework for peace talks for Ukraine.
U.S. officials will meet with Ukrainian counterparts next week in Saudi Arabia, weeks after an Oval Office blow-up between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and President Trump.
I'm finding it more difficult, frankly, to deal with Ukraine. And they don't have the cards. They don't have the cards.
The president says it may be easier to get Russia to agree on a final settlement.
And Ukraine has to get on the ball and get a job done.
Still, President Trump warned on social media repeated bombings of Ukraine by Russia could lead to more sanctions and tariffs on Moscow.
Fox's Jared Halpert at the White House. The president warns the situation could devolve into World War III. In a message to Iran's supreme leader, the president offering to negotiate a deal that would prevent them from developing nuclear weapons, telling Fox's Maria Bartiromo in an interview for Fox News Sunday.
I hope that Iran, and I've written him a letter saying, I hope you're going to negotiate, because If we have to go in militarily, it's going to be a terrible thing for them.
The Department of Homeland Security says they've rooted out the leakers who gave a heads up to activists about immigration raids in several cities, as Fox's Bill Malutian reports.
An ICE raid in Aurora, Colorado last month. I was on that operation. It failed. It leaked. There were media reports that the raid was coming days in advance. The same thing happened for an operation here in Los Angeles. Another operation in Virginia just leaked a few days ago. There was also another leak in Chicago. These leaks have been widespread. It has happened multiple times. They have seemed to be getting worse and worse.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says they will prosecute the leakers. DHS has also canceled a collective bargaining agreement with 47,000 airport security workers. America is listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry. Terry! Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
After joining the United States Army, Thomas Kennedy served 2 tours of duty in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan. But sadly, this soldier's life was tragically cut short. Thomas was killed by a Taliban suicide bomber in Afghanistan. He left behind his wife Cammie and their beautiful twins, Maggie and Brody. Tunnel to Towers provided the Kennedy family with a mortgage-free home. Families like the Kennedys need your help. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
You're going to have to help me here, Flounder, because I don't understand the significance of this, but it sounds interesting to me, and we'll figure it out here together. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, by the way, 403, how you doing? Letter of Friday. 1983, New Order released Blue Monday as a 12-inch single through Factory Records. Blue Monday as a 12-inch single. It became the biggest-selling 12-inch single of all time. Reached number 9 on Britain's singles chart, 38 weeks in top 75, 186 weeks altogether. Sold for 4 years till the... Okay, what is a 12-inch single, and why was it... it's the biggest selling 12-inch single of all time, by God. I don't know what that means.
Is that vinyl? That's the dance mix. That was the larger one that you put on that you could dance on.
Oh, you go ziggy, zing, zing, when you go ching, chong, ching, chong, ching,
no,
when they play kind of stuff?
You just danced to it. It was a very long... It was back in the 80s. It was a very long record.
I got you.
Single.
I got you. So would this be like a disco joints and dance halls and stuff like that?
Yeah.
New Order was in 1983. Okay, again, I don't know.
You missed the 80s. We know that.
I missed you. Hey, boss, how's it going? Mr. Dickey right there, ladies and gentlemen. There we go, right through there. We go. Anyway. All right, our birthday list includes... Hold on, I got Mr. Phone there. Our birthday list includes Michael Eisner. He's that Disney guy or the entertainment guy. Michael Eisner is 83 today. And on this day in history, this was not a happy day for a lot of people. On this day in 1965 in Selma, Alabama, 600 people in a civil rights demonstration. And it says here, History.com says they are attacked and beaten by white state troopers and sheriff's deputies, known the event as Bloody Sunday, led by John Lewis of the Student Non-Violating Coordinating Committee, SNCC, which actually later became the Student Violating Violence Non-Coordinating Committee. We used to joke about it. John Lewis and Hosea Williams of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference led it after the shooting of Jimmy Lee Jackson, a 26-year-old church deacon, by a state trooper. They planned to march 54 miles from Selma to Montgomery, the capital. They crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge outside Selma. They were ordered to disperse. Police assaulted them moments later with tear gas, bullwhips, and billy clubs. John Lewis was one of 17 marchers hospitalized. Dozens more were treated for injuries. Now, as I recall, didn't John Lewis take a brick in the side of the head, and that's why his skull was caved in, and that's why he had the reporters went out of their way to not photograph him in interviews from that bad side, because it really was, his head was caved in. for the rest of his life. Was on TV, recounted in newspapers, demonstrations in 80 cities all over the country after that. Martin Luther King, a few days later, led 2,000 marchers to the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Lyndon Johnson spoke on the need for voting reform, which they had been fighting for. There is only the struggle for human rights. We have already waited 100 years and more, and the time for waiting is gone. King finished the march, 25,000 demonstrators on March 25th under the protection of American military and the FBI. The route is now called, it's a National Historic Trail, prodded by what Johnson called the outrage of Selma. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 was signed into law a few months later. John Lewis was a congressman. George, of course, died in 2020. Anyway, a Bloody Sunday. They had a version overseas in was it Ireland or... Was Ireland or Britain? Bloody Sunday in Ireland. Ireland, wasn't it?
That was Ireland.
Yeah. Anyway, Kimmer Pete and Flounder, 407, how's it going? There's a kind of a new thing in case you just missed it earlier. Well, that's a stupid sentence. Christy Noam says we got the leakers. I hope they beat the living crap out of them, put them in a freaking
Lakers?
hole. Yeah, they found the Lakers were disgusting. Christy Noam found the leakers accused of disclosing the plans for ICE operations and putting lives of ICE agents in jeopardy. These are finks in the Department of Homeland Security who were tipping off the gangs, basically. Were tipping off illegal aliens to be careful, they're coming for you. Two people accused of disclosing operations, and Christy Noam, the secretary, says she's going to go get them. They've an update on the matter. Let's see, but telling individuals about our operation, putting lives in jeopardy. These two individuals will be prosecuted. They will be held accountable. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, isn't that treason? I mean, isn't that not only just interfering with law enforcement? Since the gangs are now terrorist organizations, it seems to me that helping a terrorist organization against America seemed to be pretty serious freaking crime.
Against the wall.
Yep, that's right. And by the way, do not treat these people decently. I mean, you got to, follow the right. I give you that right. So like, oh, Scott, no, did you fall? Oh, damn. Seriously.
They did it because they felt they were untouchable because they've been getting away with it.
That's right. Again, it's like, we just talked about how Biden deliberately, like 4 or 5 or 6 days before he left office, hid $20 billion. $2 billion for Stakey? Dear God. Oh, by the way, this is a weird... what's the matter? Flounder, you okay over there?
Yeah, real quick, we got Ed on the horn. He wanted to chat with you.
Ed on the horn. You're on the radio, sir. What's going on, Ed? How you doing?
Gemma.
Yes, sir.
If you want to hear the original Blue Monday, 1957, you'd love it. Get Flounder to play it one time.
Let me guess. Hold on. Let me guess. It was by probably the guy who went to prison for having the bathroom TV cameras. Blue Monday. Was that Fats Domino?
Berry?
Chuck Berry?
Fats Domino.
I'm sorry?
Fats Domino.
Fats Domino. That's who it was, yeah. Oh, I know. I remember. Oh, I know that. It's a beautiful song. Oh, absolutely. Fats Domino. In fact, we'll play that. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We'll get that on for you. Blue Monday. And again, this is the old jazz Dixie stuff kind of deal. 409, Kimmer Pete and Flounder doing some weird stuff. We're going to talk about this grok business in a second. Oh, check this out. Sun County Airlines, with 160 passengers on board, was going to from Minneapolis, to Mazatlan, Mexico. This was the other day. From Minneapolis to Mexico, it was diverted to El Paso International Airport because of a security threat. Here's the security threat. The crew found a handwritten note which said, quote, "You are all going to die. Help me." Passengers reported it to the crew. They landed, discovered the threat was initiated as a joke by 2 young kids on the flight. They aren't saying how old they were, and they are not going to prosecute anybody.
Ooh.
But, yowie.
Go on their permanent record.
I mean, that's how could a kid even joke around with a thing like that? And again, didn't say how old. I mean, 4 years old's one thing, but 13 or 10 or 11 is that's, I don't know. Oh, and a quick thing on Glenn Beck. Again, he's been doing this a lot, and I really enjoy listening to it. When he talks about stuff with AI and thing, and he's going on about this Grok 3, and he says everybody in the world should get the Grok 3 and just play with it, have fun with it, learn it, experiment with it, goof around with it, because you're going to have to know it. You have to learn. You start having fun, try to do games So whatever you need to do, play with it, experiment with it, because you're going to have to know it. And here's what he gave a couple of examples. Think about this. He said, I challenge every CEO, the most brilliant CEOs you have ever known. CEO, go get a Grok 3 and ask the Grok 3, I want you to analyze my competition's future plans based on all available knowledge and records to analyze what my competition's plans are for the future and come up with a plan for me to be able to compete with them in the future. And in 10 seconds, you'll have it all. All. Everything that other companies ever done, what their plans are, what their meetings have shown, what the minutes have done, and your plan to compete against it. In 10 seconds. He said, you can do this. He said, if your son, your 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kid's got a math problem, and of course, who knows modern math these days, So he said, you can do this. You can go to your Grok 3 and say, you can take the most difficult math question you can come up with, and you can say, Grok 3, I want you to explain me how to do this math question as though I were an 8-year-old boy. And it will do it in 10 seconds. I mean, why have why go to school? Why have assistants? Why have vice presidents? Why have marketing managers? I mean, if one guy can just go to Grok 3 and say, do this for me, I mean, what's the point? I mean, seriously. It's
going to change everything.
And if you're not on board, you're lost. It's like I'm not making this up. I had a guy called Glenn Beck this morning, and he said, Glenn, it's incredible when if I have a problem, it might have been one of the hosts. He said, when I have all of a sudden my TV goes blinky blank and says, oh, you lost your Wi-Fi connection. If my kids aren't home, I turn it off and turn it back on. And if it doesn't work, just by doing that, I just leave it and say the hell with it. Because if my kids aren't home, I don't know how to fix it. It sounds like me. Today, my television set, I'm watching Fox News and I'm doing stuff on the radio and everything, doing my notes, and I try to rewind something I heard on Fox as I wanted to play it back. And it said, rewind is impossible. Your rewind card has been taken out. And I said, what rewind card has been removed? What are you talking about? So I had to call Comcast for $320 a month on this service. So I had to call Comcast, and they said, oh, well, just shut it off and unplug it, and we'll put it a thing. And 4 minutes later, they texted me back and said everything's fine, and now it works. But again, what the hell? I'm telling you, and here's what else scares me. If this Grok stuff and AI is going to be so good at planning your entire lives and your businesses, doesn't that make that the most powerful and important and dangerous target by your enemy? Who can come up with the smartest Grok 3 to try to interfere with your Grok 3? I mean, think about it. If you can listen and talk to something, so can they. You know what I mean? I mean, this is out of my mind, out of the world. How are we supposed to deal with this? Who's in charge of this?
Nobody.
Oh, my God. I mean, seriously, it keeps going and going and going. Every day there's a new thing. You can just say, make my plan for me and find out about this company, and it'll do it in 10 seconds. Then why have a guy who works for you?
How about just ask your AI to basically destroy your enemy's life? Get rid of them.
Make it miserable.
All records.
Yeah. Eliminate everything that's ever done in the record. Oh, my God. I'll bet you can do it. Oh, my God. I'll bet you. What's to stop you? What's to stop AI from doing it? Go into this guy's files and erase it all. So no one will ever know that he even existed. Birth certificate. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Flounder. Are you trying to get it? I'm a little late for the break. 4 or 5. Oh, here we go.
Oh, Tuesday.
That's enough.
I'm so tired, got no time to play. Here come Wednesday. To my side, my gal called, got to tell her that I'm out. 'Cause Thursday is a hard working day, and Friday I'll get my pay.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast's premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
I would like to talk about the Choose Your Fighter video from the Democrat Party, but this is not a visual medium, so you're just going to have to Google Choose Your Fighter and have a laugh. But the Department of Education. Trump is making a lot of noise about getting rid of the Department of Education, and that's one of the best news items this week. Poorly informed American voters believe that the Department of Education is an essential function of the federal government. No, It's not. The Constitution specifically sets forward the powers of the federal government. The 10th Amendment says that any powers not specifically given to the federal government in our Constitution are reserved for the states. And guess what? Nowhere in our Constitution does it say that it is the federal government's responsibility to educate the children of this country. Maybe a simple example. The drinking age is 21 in every one of the 50 states, but only because the 50 states on their own decided that that should be the legal drinking age. It is not a federal law because the Constitution doesn't give the federal government the power to determine at what age people can legally drink. Since the Department of Education was formed, there has been no improvement in the basic metrics of American education. Our children are not learning better. All it does is take money from the states that they could be using to shape their own educational curriculum and spend it at the federal level. It needs to go. Godspeed Donald Trump in getting rid of that hideous organization. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
You know, I was looking through my stuff again, getting ready for my daughter Jennifer to come visit to see what stuff she wants to keep when I'm long gone. You know, anyway, and it just reminds me, if I didn't have someplace to keep things like this safe, you know, you're really taking a risk. And we've seen the, you know, floods and fires and hurricanes and good grief, I don't know that kind of stuff. Well, Atlanta's Safe House, boy, I learned a lesson when I didn't have when I retired, went to Florida, didn't have my safes down there, and lost my medical records. Well, you know the story. Well, now my daughter's going to know where my living will is, which is the number one thing. Also, whatever financial records I might have left and stuff like that. Health, I mean, they need to know this. Health records, medical records, dental things. I mean, you never know about that stuff. Plus, don't forget, Atlanta Safe House. All those gun safes, no sales tax. You don't have to pay the sales tax. And by the way, they have the pistol safes, and they can arrange those on the inside, those big gun safes, any way you want them to, by the way. And I should also mention, you know, they rent safes. If you're going away for the summer or taking a trip or, in fact, you want to rent a pistol safe. I mean, I don't know, they can do anything you want. They got almost 200 of them right there on display. These guys, Jeff and Mark, a pro-America company, they'll never give up your master reset code and protect your stuff, for that is for sure. Atlanta Safe House, they have a showroom in Acworth on Industrial Boulevard. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you when you check them out, atlantasafehouse.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They're locally owned and operated, and you can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your system running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. So turn to Atlanta's Carrier experts for your system's maintenance. With Central, you get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. It's allergy season, and Central Heating and Air can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air is one of the few second-generation, locally owned and operated HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Who doesn't know this? Steve Martin plays a banjo. I used to do that all the time on his comedy bits. Pretty funny. 1973, Dueling Banjos from the movie Deliverance by Eric Weisberg and Steve Mandel became one of the few 1970s instrumentals to be awarded a gold record, topped the Cash Box magazine bestsellers list, and reached number 2 on Billboard. Dueling Banjos from Deliverance. What a movie that was. Holy cow. And again, that was a lingering. Was it Ned Beatty who said that he never really got over the scenes of him being on free firm? Sorry. 422, Kim, Repeat, and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230. Our birthday list, we're going to do a tweet here in a second. Our birthday list includes, you ready, Pete? Rachel Weisz. Rachel Weisz is 55 years old today. Hold on, I got freaking... Evie Carnahan in the Mummy movies, and Natasha's mom in the Black Widow movie. Rachel Weisz, but she's been in a billion. Wasn't she the one in that great movie with Gene Hackman, played the lawyer, and the prejudiced jury or biased jury, or captured jury or something like that? It was a great movie. She was a chick in that, along with John Cusack. Was her
Mummy? She was in the Mummy,
and the Mummies too. Anyway, Rachel Weisz, and also in something called Sakuzi. I think is that I've heard of that. Came across that somewhere, and I never heard of Sakuzi. Never mind. Nope. Don't Google it at work. It's the thing where they have the celebrity girls when they're doing kissing each other. Rachel Weisz is very famous doing a kissing scene with another girl in one of her movies. Very famous for it. You can Google it. And I'm sure you will be in just a matter of seconds. Sorry.
She was with Jeremy Renner in one of the Jason Bourne movies.
Oh, that's
after,
right. Yeah.
Matt Damon left.
Yeah, and they got away in the motorcycles in the pier and stuff. And yeah, absolutely.
That was a good movie.
Yeah,
People hated it, but I liked it.
Oh, it's a good movie. I've liked all of those. 423, Kim, Repeat, and Flounder. On our history list today includes, on this day in 1862, the Confederate ironclad CSS Virginia is completed. The Confederate Navy built it by adding iron plates to the captured Union steam frigate, the Merrimac. When the Union heard this was being built, they responded by building another USS Monitor. So the Battle of the Ironclads 2 days later brought about the end of wooden warships forever. Both ships survived the battle. 2 months later, the Virginia was trapped by Union forces, so the crew blew it up rather than allow it to fall into Union hands. The Monitor did sink in a storm off the coast of North Carolina the following December in 1862. But it was the end of the wooden ships. 404-741-1230, Kim, Repeat, and Flounder. And we have jokes, and we have things and goofy stuff and wonderful things, and a little jokey around stuff, and a little thing we like to call Pete's Tweets. We can talk over the music if we feel like it. It's Friday.
You know those pop-up Facebook ads we get all the time?
Oh, God, please.
Trying to sell us stuff? Got one this afternoon trying to sell ceramic mugs.
Ceramic mugs?
Ceramic mugs. This one has a train on it. I'll show it to you here. See if you can figure out what's wrong with this. If I can put it up here to you YouTubers.
What is that? Trans. Still plays trans. It's not trains.
Still plays with trans.
Still plays with trans on a coffee. Oh, good Lord. I mean, come on.
I don't know. At some point, the person who drew this or put the ad together should have caught that. Maybe the Facebook guy who put it on Facebook should have caught that. Somebody should have caught that. But are they pulling trains with trans? What are they doing with
maybe
this?
Is it on purpose? Is this a deliberate thing?
I don't think it's on purpose. I think it's just stupidity in 2025.
Yeah.
No proofreaders. Nobody can spell.
Good Lord.
You don't hate the mass media enough, it seems. Two New York Times headlines. The first from June of last year reads, "How misleading videos are trailing Biden as he battles age doubts." Notice the wordage there. Biden is heroically battling these misleading and doubtful videos.
Heroically battling these.
Compare that to the New York Times headline from January of this year that reads, "How Biden's inner circle protected a faltering president." A headline that should have and could have run last year.
That's right.
And they decided to go with propaganda. They knew damn well what was going on.
Got to run 3 years ago. The staff knew it from day one. The staff was told, don't let him do anything every single minute of his day. Good Lord.
Sad news we missed at the end of February. Miss Yvonne has passed away.
Miss Yvonne.
You've already got the name.
Yvonne. I don't.
If you watched Pee Wee's Playhouse back in the day,
I never did.
Miss Yvonne was the.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
Flounder was a big fan, apparently.
We used to stay up Saturday mornings. We get up hungover from the drunk the night before and sit there in bed and watch Pee Wee's Playhouse.
I know it's only me, but I never found him funny when he was to be on guest stunts like Saturday Night Live or something. I just never thought. It's like the guy who used to do the funny, monkey man. Would be like a monkey. I never thought that was funny.
No,
either.
that's Chris Kattan.
Kattan. But either one of those guys, I never thought. I just never appealed. Either one of them never appealed to me at all.
He was funny in Cheech and Chong movies. He was funny in anything.
Yeah, again, that's showing me.
Big Adventure is a classic, absolute classic.
Yep, it's only
Miss Yvonne was the prettiest woman in Puppet Land. Her character, played by Lynn Marie Stewart, passed away at age 78 from cancer. She had a crush on Captain Carl. Who played Captain Carl?
Oh, I have no idea. I never saw it.
Phil Hartman.
Oh, my God. What a shame. What a great actor he was.
I think it was Captain Carl. There was a cowboy. Who was the cow? Now, the Lawrence Fishburne was the cowboy. And I forget
Lawrence
his name.
Fishburne?
Maybe I'm getting his name.
On Pee Wee's Playhouse?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
and Phil
my
Hartman
God.
were on there.
Wow.
Yeah. Stewart was also in American Graffiti. She played Bobby. Also, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. She played his mom.
That was a funny little show for a while there, too.
Let's get Kimmer on the Greg Gutfeld show, shall we?
Oh, please.
Greg has posted on his Facebook page that they're looking for suggestions for show guests. I say the Kimmer Nation should write in to Greg Gutfeld.
Oh, please.
And say Kimmer should be on the Greg Gutfeld program.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Go on Greg's Facebook page. And
a crowd of almost 14 replied, "It's got to be the Kimmer or nothing."
14. You're in an optimistic mood
well,
today.
All right. I was going to say 6 or 8, but I got an ego on me, apparently.
And there's tweets.
There you go. By the way, and I should have posted this, too, and I'm stupid that I didn't. I think it was Jenny at the stable, or it might have been Erica, one of the girls up at the stable, girls, female running places, posted a picture that's going, in case you haven't seen this, and I never have before. The picture is of a tire, an automobile tire, a wheel. A car's in a parking lot, and on the rear wheel, somebody has attached one of those plastic slip ties and tied a plastic slip tie around the spoke of the wheel on the car. And it may not look like somebody, what the hell would you do that for? Well, here's the text that goes with the picture of a plastic tie around part of your tire on your car, the wheel. Woman late night, young, apparently didn't notice anything following them. Some point, they noticed a zip tie placed on the front driver's side rim. They took a picture. Her sister called the cops. They came out and let them know. Sex traffickers and drug traffickers place this plastic zip tie on tires and wheels because it can be laced with fentanyl, which will make the victims pass out so they can be kidnapped. They told her, don't remove it. It gives them time to kidnap them. If you have to, again, it sounds like a wives' tale kind of thing, but I wouldn't doubt it at all. I don't trust anything these days. So if you have plastic with fentanyl on, you take it and you could drive. You literally could drop that fast.
It's like putting dollar bills on the front, under your windshield wiper,
That's right.
and you stop to get that, and somebody's
And
in
your
your back
fingers.
with a knife or a gun.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, so again, you just can't trust anybody. 4:30, holy cow, 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at Atlanta Safe House, home of the camera safes. You need a safe, silly, so protect your stuff like your living will and your medical records, on the web at atlantasafehouse.com. 404-741-1230. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? A great day in the neighborhood. Look out.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
So let me stop pussyfooting around and cut to the chase. The world needs to know that the United States is going to stand behind any country that fights terrorism, especially terrorism born of that rag picker who was wandering the Middle East several centuries ago and suddenly decided, hey, I'm going to start a new religion. Hamas is merely carrying out the mandates of Muhammad, disgrace be upon him, as set forth in the Quran. You don't start stopping them now. Where do you start? Let's see if they have any more fear of Donald Trump than they did of Joe Biden.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Stop dreaming, start driving. Get the gift that keeps on giving with the RBM of Atlanta Spring Sales Event, exclusively at RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Each of our certified pre-owned vehicles undergoes an exhaustive process of analysis, inspection, and reconditioning until it meets the uncompromising standards of RBM of Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz. For a limited time, get special financing from as low as 2.49% APR. In addition, you'll receive unlimited confidence with Mercedes-Benz's unlimited mileage warranty, delivering continued assurance for up to 7 years. Visit us online to see one of the largest and most comprehensive certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz inventories in Georgia. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. Not all offers apply to all vehicles, and special financing available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Services through March 31st, 2025. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details. Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is Lou Kuhn, founder of Stop Suicide USA. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
When I was a little girl, I had a rag doll. Only doll I've ever owned.
Oh my gosh. I like it better with You Better Be Good to Me. What a story, by the way, Tina Turner. Holy cow. 1966, Tina Turner recorded her vocal on the Phil Spector-produced River Deep Mountain High. It went on to make number 3 in Britain, but only number 88 in American chart. Spector was well aware of Ike Turner's controlling attitude in the studio. Ike Turner used to beat the crap out of Tina Turner for years. I don't know why she didn't kill him a long time before. He was a monster in the studio, so Spector drafted an unusual contract. The River Deep Mountain High album and single would be credited to Ike and Tina Turner, but Ike Turner was paid $20,000 to stay away from the studio, and only Tina Turner's vocals would be used on the record. And by the way, I mean, if this wasn't interesting enough, in 1966, studio musicians who played on the track, Leon Russell did keyboards, Hal Blaine was drums, and Glenn Campbell on the guitar. Tina Turner, 1966. Good grief. And I love her song, You Better Be Good to Me. But again, she should have killed him a long time ago. All right, birthday list includes Laura Prepon's birthday. Laura Prepon is 45. She was Alex Vos or somebody, Alex somebody on Orange is the New Black. Never saw it. And then she, of course, was Donna on that 70s show. Was she that blonde, kind of tomboyish, attractive?
No, she was redhead. Big redhead.
A redhead. That's right. The big redhead. That's right. And then on Orange is the New Black, Laura Prepon is 45. So anyway, let's see what we got here. Our day in history. Another kind of a weird story. 1897. People didn't know what they were doing, but they were trying to make sure people had a little better life than at the time. Dr. John Kellogg was running a mental hospital in Battle Creek, Michigan. Now, those two, in fact, just say those names, Kellogg and Battle Creek, Michigan. And if you're of a certain age like me, every single commercial on TV was for cereal from Battle Creek, Michigan, ladies and gentlemen. The Kellogg Company from Battle Creek. I mean, it was unbelievable. Anyway, on this day in 1897, Dr. John Kellogg was trying to come up with a way to calm his patients at the mental hospital. And so he came up with a formula to crunch and grind and make frosted flakes or baked flakes out of corn. And he developed corn flakes and served them for the first time ever in 1897 to his patients at the mental hospital. And it went on to become the Kellogg's Company. They said, well, wait a minute now, you can this is a whole breakfast food. It was not designed as a breakfast food. It was designed to calm down the patients, basically, as I recall.
Well, if you get a chance ever to see the Jerry Seinfeld Pop-Tart movie about Battle Creek and Post versus Kellogg, it's pretty fun.
Oh, was that, I remember when it came out and I thought, boy, that sounds stupid. Was it pretty good?
It's actually very funny.
Really? Oh, well, that's cool. I feel stupid. 4:38. Oh, my God. Just popping up on my phone a little while ago. I forgot. There's now a guide. Oh, this ought to be interesting because we're 3 different generations, basically. A guide to how many push-ups you ought to be able to do at your age. Oh, God. This is going to be great. All right, hold on. Hold on a second. Here we go. Harvard University found that middle-aged men middle age is what, 45, 35, 40, 50, that's middle age, I think. A study by Harvard, middle-aged men who could perform at least 20 push-ups had much lower all-cause mortality risk over 10 years. In other words, you live longer. If you can do 20 push-ups at least, you have a chance of living longer than the guys who can't. By the way, there are tweaks. Doing push-ups on your knees instead of your toes can reduce intensity while still engaging the chest, shoulders, and triceps. Well, those are called girl push-ups originally. But now, check these numbers out, and we'll see whether you think this fits. If you're in your 20s, you should be able to aim for these numbers. In your 20s, you ought to be able to do between 15 and 30 push-ups. In your 30s, 12 to 25. In your 40s, 10 to 20 push-ups. In your 50s, 8 to 15, in your 60s, 6 to 12, and then from your 70s, 80s, and 90s, you should be doing them on your knees because you still get the upper body intensity, but it doesn't strain other parts of your body, which is kind of... Okay, now, Flounder, you're in your 40s. You should be able to do 10 to 20... You can probably do 100. How many push-ups can you do? Do you have any idea? Do you push? You probably do machine stuff.
I used to do a good bit. I used to actually. I think the most I got consistently in one session
without stopping
was like 63 or 64.
Wow. See that? There you go. That's a lot.
Well, now you've landed a woman.
I bet I could probably do 15 to 20 right now.
Yeah. Now, Pete Davis, I don't know how many. You are in your 60s. Therefore, you should be able to do at least 6 to 12 push-ups.
Funny you should ask. Right before the show, I do push-ups every day or every other day. I did 11 good ones, 11 deep ones.
Really? You're in the ball. You're on the top of the ball game.
Well, and I'm working up. I mean, I built up to 11. I'm going to go higher.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good. Now, 6 to 12 in your 60s, so you're in the top end of that. Now, me, what the hell do I do? I'm 79. Will be in a few weeks. So I either in my 70s, you have to do at least 5. In your 80s, at least 3. And if your 70s, the most that you should be able to do is 10, and in your 80s, 7. Well, hold on a minute.
No. You've got a pacemaker. You don't listen to that. That's people without things implanted in their chest.
Yeah, but I can do it on my knees.
No,
Flounder,
no.
Hold on. Now, Flounder, you're going to have to. I'm going to go over here and do it. You're going to have to do a play-by-play.
That floor is so dirty.
Because I don't think.
Yeah, you sure you want to do this?
See me. Yeah,
that floor is dirty.
Can you see me over here?
No. Nobody can see you on the floor.
Hold on. Let me see if I. Hold on, Pete. Talk. Let me see if I can do the camera change.
Didn't our boss tell us to not touch the cameras this week? The one rule to follow is do not touch the cameras. Remember?
Yeah, but are you seeing the way Kimmer's doing his push-ups?
No, I can't see him. Yeah. Is he dead? Is he getting up? He's girl push-ups?
Well, he's on his knees.
It should be. Well, it should be. He's into 78, for God's sake. He's at a pacemaker. Come on.
Is that what you're supposed to do? Again, I've always done it where you've kind of done heel to...
In your 70s, you do the knees.
All right, Kimmer.
Yeah. I mean, come on. The show's dying here. Come on. There's just so much we can look at the crack of your butt here as it's bouncing up and down. Come on. Is he getting up? Can you need to go help him get up the floor?
All right, enough already. Come on.
Jeez. He can't get... I've fallen and I can't get up. Get up.
No one saw you.
Nobody saw you.
Did you tell him what I was doing?
Yeah, I told him you were doing push-ups.
Oh, my God.
Girl push-ups.
Jeez, I did like 45 regular push-ups and I did one-arm push-ups. You never told him that?
Yeah, because I didn't see you do a one-arm push-up.
I was doing like the last... Oh, I'll do them again.
No. Okay,
Oh, my God. You bastards.
The Kimmer was 78.
Well, I think I did 45 regular ones. I was counting them, and then I did like 4 or 5 one-arms on each arm.
Why? Okay, you don't do them for months, and then you do 45. That's not good for the body.
Okay, let me say this. Let me actually say this. I was born and raised in New England. And every year in New England, when it snows in the wintertime, the danger, they say, I'm sure I should catch my breath a little bit here. I feel good. My heart's not racing or anything. I'm a little out of breath, but that's good. That was cool. That was so freaking cool. I tell you what, I'm very freaking proud of myself.
You should be, but it's stupid to have done that.
Stupid, but proud. Okay. In the northeast, in the snow country, the danger they warn you about is shoveling snow if you're elderly or you have a problem with your heart stuff, because when you bend over and you're using your arms, all your blood is rushing to the arms, pulling up all that heavy snow, and that causes heart attacks. And so they warn you that using only your arms, and again, I was using a different motion, but doing only using your arms like shoveling snow is very risky for elderly for heart attacks. And they warn you, but because of the arm blood going on to the arm muscles. Anyway, that was pretty cool. Okay,
hired the little boy down the street to come do it.
That's right. Oh God, I used to charge. In the wintertime, we go around with a snow shovel, and I would shovel people's driveways. I'd walk in the neighborhood, just go door to door, walking with a shovel in the wintertime, and I would offer to shovel their driveway for, I think, 50 cents, my father told us was the most we could ever ask. 50 cents to shovel the entire driveway, all of it, down to the concrete. Or the Tarvia, whatever it is, for 50 cents. Anyway, 444. All right, Flounder, let's do this. Let's play that soundbite. This is freaking unbelievable. A lot of stuff going on about Doge and cuts and so forth. And you may know the name Bill Nye, the science guy. You've probably heard of this guy. Been around for decades and decades. Well, Bill Nye and a bunch of laid-off health workers at NIH in Washington staged a rally in front of the Lincoln Memorial Building with signs that said, "Make America Healthy Again kills." That's, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is Make America Healthy Again. They said, it kills. And again, the background of this is, remember when these idiots did the interpretive dance a few days ago to complain about the Doge cuts? And then we had, those girls, the liberals just yesterday with their fighting stance stuff and damn. Well, here you go. This is a protest. This is how the Democrats think they're going to change America, to stop investigating waste and fraud by showing up at the Lincoln Memorial. Here's how that happened with their protest. Here's how they chose to make it known.
This little light of mine.
What?
I'm gonna let it shine.
Let it shine.
This little light of mine.
Light of mine, shine.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Oh, this is really getting your message.
This little light of mine.
This is how the protesters.
Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Yeah, let it shine.
Let it shine. Science lights the way.
Oh, God, yes, science lights the way.
Yeah, just like during COVID.
Yeah, just like when the China virus lit the way. These freaking people, honest to God. And again, and by the way, I didn't mention yesterday, it's even more appalling, yesterday when they censured that, a Congressman Caveman from Texas with the cane and the ponytail, and they say, and all those stupid Democrats went around him and started singing, and they were singing, "We Shall Overcome." They thought it was like 1965 in Selma.
They do. That's what they think it is.
They really think this is they think that chanting like a civil rights song is supposed to be bringing the country together or overthrowing the Trump administration. I don't get. Who are these people? They're like 7th graders. Everybody gets pizza on Friday. Jesus.
People died in the civil rights thing, and these people are equating this right now with people dying in the 50s and 60s.
With cuts in NIH, getting people out of a job who shouldn't have been done in the first place, and that's the same thing as the civil rights movement and people getting, oh my God.
Taking bricks to the head. Yeah.
446. It's Friday, man. What do you expect? Here we go. Look out. I got so much more. Look out.
The first 100 days of President Trump's second term will move fast. And with changes coming down every day, count on Atlanta's conservative voice to bring you the latest updates without the mainstream spin. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show. Our huge lineup has you covered from your drive in to your drive home. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and streaming across Georgia on the Extra app.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services. But you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at nelsoneldercarelaw.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED,
Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
You know the old expression, I love it when a plan comes together? Well, with our First Liberty Notes, this has been so true. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about our family's company all the time right here on the station. For over 30 years, we've been the local lender who said yes when the big banks say no. A couple of months ago, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Folks from airline pilots to physicians to even pastors are now earning 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of local small businesses. If you're a qualified investor with a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and see if our First Liberty Notes are right for you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty Notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. SEC accredited investor status must be verified. Securities not offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Are you tired of dealing with loud, ugly, drafty garage doors? Do you have certain rooms in the house that you can't keep cool in the summer or warm in the winter? Hi, I'm Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Now is a great time to upgrade with brand new, efficient, quiet, and beautiful garage doors. Your garage door is the biggest opening in your home, which is why it's such an important part of your home's curb appeal and energy efficiency. Give us a call today at 770-517-7078. Get started today by visiting us at allfourseasonsgarages.com.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. You know, a great smile can make you more successful as well as make you happy. Yes, it's true. And your smile's waiting for you at my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler, my friend for 30 years and dentist forever. This woman at Atlanta Smiles, atlantasmiles.com, the dentist with a doggy. It's really true, whether it's just regular cleaning or bridges or crowns or are your teeth bothering a little bit, maybe a little ache or something, or your gums it's not going to get better on its own. Take it from me, I found that out the hard way. Taking care of your teeth and gums and everybody's happy. And by the way, you can relax with Dr. Dina. This is an individual, private VIP experience. The latest technology. She used AI to get my last thing done at my last visit. And don't forget the doggy. She's a little doggy to take a nap in your lap while you're getting your work done. And this staff, these ladies are angels, I promise you. You'll love going there. A veteran herself, Dr. Dina, 10% veterans discount off the top. Tell them when you call. 404-262-7733. Your smile's waiting. Get the doggy at atlantasmiles.com.
Where did your long hair go? Where is the girl I used to know? How could you lose that happy glow?
This is Brian Wilson of Beach Boys, 1966.
Who took that look away?
Brian released Caroline No, the first solo single by any Beach Boy. Before it evolved into the final song we know today, was recorded reappearing on the final track on the Pet Sounds album. The song was originally written as Carol I Know, but it was then it became Caroline No. Do you have the? You got? Oh, the fish. By the way, I'll tell you the story. I just sent them a picture. Back during the golf tournament, the Veterans Day seminar we did a couple of years ago. I think the first one I was involved in, we kind of a couple of years ago. This very nice lady named Molly was a Marine, and she was the person who got me the route, make sure she showed me where the park and all, took care of me. She was really wonderful at that whole event. And she just texted me a picture of fish flops, and she said Flounder should get. She said, give these to Flounder. They're only $10 at Bash Pro Shops or something. something. And they're fish sandals. They look like fish feet. Is that what those are? Are those fish sandals? Oh, my God. Anyway, so for some reason, Flounder needs to get those. So I thought I'd pass that along. Let's see. Back to business. Our birthday list includes Daniel J. Travanti, 85, Hill Street Blues guy, married to one of the women in the show there. And now it's I just had a banana this morning, in fact. I'm eating bananas almost every day. Anyway, Daniel J. Travanti, 85 years old. Oh, should we get romantic here from... Oh, and the cause of death, Gene Hackman and his wife.
What? What was it?
I forget the thing. Here we go. Hold on a second. And this sound, I'm just reading it. Just came in. I'm just reading it right now. No, guess what? Gene... Here we go. I'm reading it. Gene Hackman lived with his dead wife's body for a full week.
Oh...
before he succumbed to complications from heart problems and Alzheimer's. His wife, Betsy, died of hantavirus, a rare flu-like disease linked to rodents. Her last, she last left her home for the last time, sent out any communications on February 11th. She died of the virus probably that day. Let's see, I'm reading more. All you got. Hackman, who had late-stage Alzheimer's, likely died roughly a week after his wife from hypertensive and arteriosclerotic cardiovascular disease and Alzheimer's. Their bodies, he was 95, she was 65, found by maintenance workers. Oh, my God, can you imagine? Now, so she died from a rodent-caused virus. And then he died a week later, so he was in that house with her. And hopefully with the Alzheimer's, he didn't know what was going on.
He didn't know what was going on, basically, probably.
Dear God, please, maybe.
Clue. And that hantavirus, that's something in the Southwest they have a problem with in the desert out there. Yeah.
Well, this is what Santa Fe wasn't. Isn't that where they lived? I think Santa Fe.
It's not really desert, is it? But it's still, it's out west. The hantavirus.
Oh, no, there's desert all over the place. But believe me, New Mexico's, absolutely. Oh, my God, what a shame. Oh, my God. She died of a rare virus from rodents.
At that point, that house is that big and they're that old. How can they not have housekeepers there all the time?
Yeah,
at least one person there is a caretaker.
Well, what my parents did, and my dad was very successful.
If you got money,
if you have money,
no reason.
They went into a place for elderly people, but you have seven different levels. You have your own condo, your own place, and you have 24-hour care if you need it. And then there's another level if you need every minute. I mean, it's just, and you're on your own, do what you want, and it's beautiful places. And I don't know, I can't believe. I mean, it's just, especially in '95. Anyway, I
gotta have somebody there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyway, 404-741, was it 404-741-1230, of course. 1230. That's a shame. 457. I'll tell you what, in a minute, we're going to do a Flounders Funny here in a second. Don't forget, set your clocks. Spring ahead for the summertime ahead of you now. Spring ahead, clocks spring back forward on Saturday night. Also, if you haven't seen it, my videographer in my car, Valentina, took some video coming into work this morning of a girl on one of those motorized skateboards doing 34 miles an hour balancing on a skateboard. I've never seen anything like that in my life. And more kids in these little electric bikes are running around at the age of 10 or 11 in neighborhoods, too. So be careful out there. Anyway.
That's what we were doing as kids, but we were actually riding bikes.
Regular bikes, yeah. I mean, hell, we came home from school, get on your play clothes, get on your bike, and come back for dinner.
Dark for dinner.
Yeah. You hear my mother whistle for dinner. I mean, stuff. So.
And we were skinny.
Yeah. And we drank from the hose or anybody.
I said this before, but on Twitter or even YouTube, you can Google it. They have re-enhanced video from the 20s of people walking down, New York City and places like that, and there's no fat people.
Yeah. Oh, right. Well, there you are.
In the 60s, in the beaches, there are no fat people.
There's no fat people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have Bill Nye out there screaming about Robert F. Kennedy trying to get the multinational corporations and the FDA to take the poison out of the food.
There's only one reason they want to stop that. There's money coming in from somebody. 458 Flounders. We got my Flounders Funnies here, do we?
The one I have is a little long, so we'll do it. We'll do it right after.
Well, in that case, I'll do this. Check this out. Pete Davis found this story. A flamin' hot Cheeto has been put in a rack and sold as an artwork piece It looks just like a beloved Japanese anime character Charizard, which is a Pokemon character. And this guy got a Cheeto, looked like a Pokemon character, sold it to somebody, he sold somebody, and the damn thing just sold at auction for $87,000. Pokemon-shaped Cheeto, ladies and gentlemen. Was $72,000. Then you got to pay the house. I got to wet their beak at that. I got just a taste for the house there. $87,000. The sports memorabilia company had somehow kept it together. The bidding started at $250, and it went up real fast. The guy said, "Oh my God, we're going to get $100,000 for a Cheeto." The large orange dragon with turquoise wings and a flame at the tip of his tail, one of the original characters of Pokemon, and the Cheeto like him just sold for $87,000. Good grief. Coming up on 5 o'clock. Holy crap. And there it is. Pictures of it on YouTube right now. Holy crap at sports and Flounders Funnies. And we got tweet. We got all that kind of stuff. Terrapin Flounder. And more push-ups. I'm doing more push-ups.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
We now know what killed Gene Hackman. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. New Mexico State Medical Examiner says the 95-year-old actor died from heart disease and high blood pressure, probably on February 19th, based on data from his pacemaker. His wife, Betsy Arakawa, died from hantavirus, a respiratory virus that spread by rodents. She may have died as long as 1 week before her husband. The coroner revealing Gene Hackman also suffered from severe Alzheimer's. A week after the White House blow-up with President Zelensky, President Trump says he's growing impatient.
I'm finding it more difficult, frankly, to deal with Ukraine. And they don't have the cards.
The president telling reporters in the Oval Office today.
I find that in terms of getting a final settlement, it may be easier dealing with Russia, which is surprising because they have all the cards.
But following Russian missile attacks in Ukraine overnight, the president has also posted on social media he's considering tough economic sanctions against Russia. The president says he's written a letter to the Ayatollah inviting Iran to negotiate a nuclear deal with the U.S., telling Fox's Maria Bartiromo.
I would rather negotiate a deal. I'm not sure that everybody agrees with me, but we can make a deal that would be just as good as if you won militarily. But the time is happening now. The time is coming up. Something's going to happen one way or the other.
Troubled by reports that Iran is developing a nuclear weapon, the president warning if the U.S. has to act militarily to stop that, it won't be good for Iran. The Department of Homeland Security believes they have found their leakers.
DHS officials confirmed to Fox News they say they have identified 2 people within DHS who they say they have caught leaking information about ICE operations to different targets and then put those operations in jeopardy.
Fox's Bill Maloogian, DHS Secretary Noem says the leakers will face federal charges. America is listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry!
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
After joining the United States Army, Thomas Kennedy served 2 tours of duty in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan. But sadly, this soldier's life was tragically cut short. Thomas was killed by a Taliban suicide bomber in Afghanistan. He left behind his wife Cammie and their beautiful twins, Maggie and Brody. Tunnel to Towers provided the Kennedy family with a mortgage-free home. Families like the Kennedys need your help. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a bike. Ready on your dog, target. Road guards out. Help, still. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kipper also going with Pete Davis and the Flounder. And it's Let It Rip Friday. Anything goes. Got at least one great day on the weekend ahead of us. Apparently tomorrow could be 70 and sunny and nice. And then maybe a little rainbow. What the heck? It's, it's March. And we've been lucky so far. We haven't really had when's the last time we had an ice storm problem? It's been a while. And this time of the year, I mean, not in... we got a mic thing there, Flounder. If we got Pete's thing, is not a thing there. Yes, sir.
I got stuck for over a week about a month or so ago, so...
well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, in terms... Well, that's true. I'd forgotten about that. Of course, that's at high elevation in the mountains of Macon. Anyway, Kipper, Pete and Flounder, 504...
Very high.
Yeah, 404-741-1230, 741-1230, if you would like to join us today. Again, I made a mistake. We got all the newsy stuff. Again, the Gene Hackman thing, I can't get over. What a horrible thing. His wife, 65, apparently died a week before he did from a disease carried by rodents. And Gene Hackman at 95 years old, who also had Alzheimer's, thank God, apparently, I'm hoping that he didn't know what was going on because they believe he didn't die for a week after his dead wife was on the floor of the bathroom.
That was a theory I didn't hear anybody say, and you think about it now, we all should have realized, she probably went first and he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. But again, there was no indication that she was ill or anything. And so, again, this was just, who knew? I mean, my God, what a horrible thing. And we can only hope that his Alzheimer's impacted him where he just didn't know what was going on. And finally, he just dropped dead. He just, his body gave out. What a shame.
Maybe he just thought she was ignoring him.
Well, I hope not. Let's see. Oh, and also, I made the mistake that right before I came on the air today, I can't believe I even pulled it off. The stupid reels, the people send me these reels things on my stupid phone that pop up all the time. Like little girls getting a puppy by surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can't. I mean, and I'm watching one after another. You idiot, stop. And the only thing worse is the reunions of the military. The guy's coming home and sneaking up on his wife to surprise him on the, oh, God. I just,
the dog.
The dog he sees from it. Say, yeah, right. I remember, oh, God.
It's rabbit holes, and you can disappear for hours.
I can't use, oh, it's so wrong. It's so wrong. By the way, we have a game coming up later. I think we have a game possibility, maybe some more tweets and stuff.
Yes.
And also, I just got a couple messages on this, too, and it happened to me today, and it popped up on my phone. Speaking of advice, I mentioned the thing about the tire. If there's a plastic thing on the wheel of your car, don't touch it because it may have fentanyl on it to knock you out to kidnap you. Truly, that's what they're saying. The other thing is, this came around today, and it happened to me this morning, in fact. I got a notice from Peach Pass. They said my account is overdue, and we're going to go. Yeah, I know.
I'm getting those 2 or 3 a week.
Yeah.
2 or 3 a week I'm getting from them.
I report and put as not trash. What do they call it? Whatever. I report it as scam or whatever it is. But still, it's going all over the place.
They need to be found, and that's what the AI should do. If you have an AI,
that's the other thing.
You sick your grok after these scumballs, and you find out who they are.
Right. In fact, that's got. How could AI not be capable of doing that?
They can do it. It can do anything. It can do it.
Man, can you imagine?
AI should kill all of these spam calls.
Yeah.
It should be able to kill all of them.
Yeah. I wonder, can you imagine the guy who comes up with an app, with an AI that would find and kill before they got into your phone, like they were on the way but couldn't quite get into your phone, to kill the spam before it got to your phone? Can you imagine it'd be like the guy who invented way to grow hair on your head. He made $1 trillion a week.
I was driving home the other night, and an old REM song came on called Star 69. Remember Star 69?
Yeah, with the phones.
You could hit that on your
phone,
and it told you who called you.
Right. And now you can block that. I mean, somebody eventually came up and said, "Well, we don't want you to know who," because there was a way to block it. But still, that was a very big deal. And remember the times when people got caught before they knew you could star 69 somebody. And all of a sudden, you made a crank call, and all of a sudden they called back, "Hey, you bastard!" Or you got your wife, boyfriend's on the line or something, and you call him back, or I don't know, I'm just making that up. 508 here with a.
By the way, when you wake up tomorrow sore as hell, I don't want to hear a word about how sore you are tomorrow. I feel great.
I don't feel a thing. I did 45 push-ups and 5 one-arm push-ups each side, and I don't feel. I do. You know what I do feel? A little in my waist, kind of above my hip. I can feel a little
Well, wait till
something.
tomorrow morning. Yeah.
That's probably true. Anyway, that was exciting. That was kind of fun. I'll tell you, I'm proud of myself. I'm happy for myself. My heart didn't go racing and craving or anything and sweating. Anyway, 5:09. Holy Crap of Sports is coming up. Okay, and we talked about a couple of quick updates. Donald Trump has yanked $400 million in grants and contracts from Columbia University, because the Jew haters are still able to hate Jews, and they haven't done much about it. So he says, screw you. Donald Trump has taken almost $500 million away from Columbia University. How they got that much money in the first place and for what is beyond me. How the hell would the government even be giving $400 million to Columbia University? Research grants for what? I mean, scientific stuff, sure, but still, good Lord. That's one. Second thing today, Donald Trump, he's doing stuff like this like every 20 minutes. In fact, he had a crypto meeting today, which we couldn't cover live because it would happen before he came out. Anyway, Donald Trump has also found the first of the foreign students linked to the Jew-hating disruptions on campus. They're not saying who it is, whether it's a man or a woman, boy or girl. The individual was a university student, and ICE will proceed with removing this person from the country. They won't say where he or she came from or the name, but they have now used AI. The State Department is using artificial intelligence to spot the Jew haters who are foreigners in America to get rid of their visas and repatriate them with their home country. And again, that's why they should never allow masks anymore at these protests, because that's how they will now catch you and send you home. I'm freaking loving it. All right, I want to do this one more story before we get going. This was from yesterday. Oh, by the way, 2 animal stories. Have you seen the video of the Loch Ness Monster? Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, they're saying now it could be a big eel, but again, there's more video. A black mass slithering underneath the chilly waters of the Loch Ness. Witness spotted the spooky shape, snapped a picture over the period of several minutes. Mysterious movements, mystery of the Nessie monster. Maybe they'll try to solve it once and for all. I still can't believe that they can't find out. Checking the DNA in the water or something, Anyway,
my brother and I dipped our toes in the Loch Ness.
A bucket moment.
It's cold.
And one more thing here. And again, at first I thought this was kind of a stupid story, and then it really kind of struck me. An artist named Marco Evaristi opened an exhibit in Copenhagen a couple of days ago called "And Now You Care?" ? It involves the treatment of factory-farmed pigs in the nation of Denmark, which is the world's largest pork exporter. So he had a cage. Again, this is an exhibition, an art exhibit. A cage of hay and shopping carts, trapping 3 adorable piglets inside with the express purpose of allowing them to starve to death. As part of the exhibit, they would starve to death. A 10-year-old daughter of one of the other artist's friends said, no, please, Daddy, don't let those piggies die. Don't let those piggies die. So the guy got in touch with some animal rights people, and when nobody was looking, they helped free the animals, let them into the gallery secretly. The pigs were named Simon, Lucia, and Benjamin, taken away from their torture chamber, taken to a safe location. The group then even called the police and videotaped what they did, stealing the pigs, to tell them, it wasn't a vandalism. We did it on purpose. So they proactively called the cops. Now, I thought to myself, well, this is kind of a silly little thing. And then hold on a minute. Check this out. The 3 piglets, 3 individual living beings, should be starved and prevented from drinking till they die is illegal abuse of animals. But check that. Listen to this information. 25,000 piglets die every day on Danish farms. 25,000 piglets die every day from starvation because their mothers, the sows, are bred to have litters of 20 piglets, but they only have 14 boobs. So at least 6 will die without question. 25,000 piglets a day. Denmark produces 28 million pigs a year. 90% of those come to us and other countries around the world. 28 million a year, 25,000 a day die. Holy
You think they could do something?
I can't believe it. Artificial thing. They artificially milk cows. How can they not artificially milk pigs?
That's a lot of waste.
I don't know. I mean, again, I guess it's just it's horrible. I'm an animal lover, and again, it's just the cost of having pork. And it was just horrible. Anyway, 5:13. Holy crap of sports coming up. Kevin Payton, Falande. Look out.
The first 100 days of President Trump's second term will move fast. And with changes coming down every day, count on Atlanta's conservative voice to bring you the latest updates without the mainstream spin. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show. Our huge lineup has you covered from your drive in to your drive home. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and streaming across Georgia on the Extra app.
Holy crap of sports coming up. And again, last night, 2 nights in a row now, I think I have not seen a fender bender going home, but I know they're out there. And it always reminds me, especially in, rush hour traffic and time change and stuff like that. People get goofy behind the wheel. That's where David Van Sant and Van Sant Law come in. David Van Sant is a nightmare for the insurance company. So everybody loves insurance companies. It's a good thing. Otherwise, going to happen well. Insurance companies, with all their tables and charts and their graphs, have an opinion about what they think they would have to pay. And, that's one thing. David Van Sant has another thing because he knows what's fair, what you need, what you want. And by the way, since he used to work for the insurance companies, he knows all the tricks and gimmicks. And again, they know that he knows that too. So they may not want to pay, but they usually have to pay more than they want to. And that's the reason, if you don't get paid, he doesn't get paid. So you are number one for sure. Insurance is complicated. Let David take care of it. Van Sant Law. Here's his phone number, 855-GA-INJURY. On the web, vansantlaw.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They're locally owned and operated, and you can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. You want to jump into spring and not worry about your home? Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. Now that President Trump has unburdened us from what could have been, our country's finally headed in the right directions. But the Democrats are screaming and yelling and losing their minds. And unfortunately, the bad guys are still here and they want your stuff. Thank you, Joe Biden. And customers are still reporting break-ins and thefts of their hard-earned valuables. Don't wait till it's too late. Get a quality safe from the Safe House. We carry the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. And remember, gun safes are sales tax-free at Atlanta Safe House. So give us a call or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Stovall & Company is a locally owned and operated family business that has been around for 75 years, offering quality wholesale landscape supplies to North Georgia. We just opened our 11th location in Canton, Georgia at 9500 Union Hill. Stovall provides contractors with personalized expert service from special requests to direct job site delivery for hassle-free jobs and quality relationships at competitive prices. From plants to irrigation to hardscapes, Stovall truly has it all. Check us out at stovallinc.com.
The other day, somebody sent me a picture of a local news anchor woman, and the theme is news you can trust. And they showed a picture of her walking onto the set. She's wearing an ankle monitor. and now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports at Pete Davis.
Braves fall on the road to the Twins 7-1 today. Not the best day for starter Reynaldo Lopez. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk. He took the loss. Daysbel Hernandez, not much better. 1 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. But Jake Marisnick had a double. Jared Kelnick, his second homer of the spring. He also had the lone RBI. Drake Baldwin, 2 singles. Bailey Ober got the win for Minnesota. The Braves host the Pirates tomorrow afternoon. Spencer Schwellenbach starting for Atlanta.
Good.
And if you go on MLB.com, the Atlanta Braves page, it talks about the historic year Schwellenbach had last year. It's absolutely amazing. We are 28 days into the Braves home opener.
Oh, my. Are you serious?
28 days. We are one Matt Olson away from you. Braves and Marlins tied 1-1 last night. Eli White, a solo homer. The Athletics have put out an artist rendering of what their new ballpark in Las Vegas should look like.
Yeah.
If you want to know what it would look like to be inside a giant egg, well, this is it. It does look cool. It's a huge translucent white shell, opens for 2 days a year. The temperature is under 100 degrees, by the way, in the desert.
Really? Yeah.
Actually, the average high temp in Vegas is?
Average high temp of the year, average high temp, 84.
Lower.
79.
80.
Wow.
80 degrees. That's
not
year
bad.
round.
Yeah, year round.
In July.
160. Yeah, 101
it's
way.
well over 100 in July.
Yeah.
And at night in July, it's 80 degrees. Basically.
I remember the first time when I was in Phoenix working for KOOL Cool Television, we fried eggs on the sidewalk, and usually in May, sometime before June, you could fry an egg on the sidewalk in Phoenix because of the heat.
Georgia Tech will begin their football season Friday, August 29th at Colorado. That is a new date, so mark your calendar. The Hawks beat the Pacers 124-118 here at home last night. Center Onyeka Okongwu had 20 points and 13 rebounds. They're off tonight. And I forgot to mention yesterday that Zachary Rissache named the Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month for February. Averaged almost 13 points and 4 rebounds a game.
He's doing great.
Yes, he is. After the Lakers' overtime home win over the Knickerbockers, LeBron James marched over to the ESPN mouthpiece Stephen A. Smith and gave him a piece of his mind right there on the court. At first, Smith was going to ignore the blow-up, but after video of it went viral, he decided to address the situation.
Yes.
Smith said it was a one-sided conversation with LeBron letting him know with very foul language he did not appreciate what Smith had said about LeBron's son, Bronny, who's a rookie for the Lakers. Stephen A. says he respects LeBron as a father defending his son, but he's in the business of speaking his mind when it comes to sports, and that's what he's paid to do, and he's going to keep doing it, which is true.
We have to.
True. And both are right. I think both did
defend
the right
your
thing.
son, sure. I have no problem with that.
In this era of post-political correctness, it's great to hear about a team in town that refuses to cave in to the liberal scolds in our midst. Esterville Lincoln Central High School in Iowa eliminated from the girls' high school basketball tournament yesterday. And not only is Esterville Lincoln known as the Midgets, they're openly proud of their moniker and have told anyone wanting them to change it, you can go stuff it. The Midgets were a number 5 seed. They lost to the number 1 seed by just 1 point. I guess you could say they came up short.
A little short of the
Ironically, the midget mascot is a person in a wrestling onesie at 6'8".
Is the team short? I mean, are they all short?
Well,
I'm sorry.
Espera, I'm off. So why are they midgets? Well, in 1927, the Esterville football team was extremely short, played a team that was very tall, and they beat them. When the newspaper printed the article, they referred to the team as the Midgets.
Oh, my
and
God.
that's why they're. Now, professional Karen, Rachel Worley, leads a bunch of liberal language police called Mascots Matter. They tried to browbeat the high school into dropping the name, but as Rachel puts it, they don't answer our questions. They don't talk to us. There's been no comments or conversation that I think could be anything more than just wanting to approach an educational institution and have a discussion. And they have completely cut us off and limited our access.
Oh, my God.
This is how you deal with libs and Karens and word police. Ignore them as the useless detritus to society that they are. That group doesn't want a discussion. They want a forum to issue demands and threats, and the school doesn't kowtow to their petty demands. I hope Esterville Lincoln Central in Iowa continues to stand tall when it comes to their mighty midget moniker.
I guess.
We should get
Absolutely.
T-shirts that say it.
Absolutely.
I hope they sell T-shirts.
I like it.
All right, today in sports history, March 7th. 2006. 5 games are played in the inaugural World Baseball Classic.
Okay.
In Pool B, Derek Lee and Chipper Jones hammer solo homers. The USA is powered to a 2-0 win over Mexico. Jake Peavy, the starting pitcher, and he combines with 6 relievers on a 4-hit shutout. Now, ironically, today, just a few minutes ago, the 2026 World Baseball Classic teams have been set. Between the two of you.
Yeah.
And you can start whichever one wants to start.
All right.
I want you start naming the teams that are in it. Do not miss one or you're out of the game.
Of the World Baseball Classic, what are we calling this?
Yeah, there's 20.
All right.
Don't forget how many teams are in. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Mexico.
5. There's 20. There's 20 teams. So you said Mexico. Okay,
Mexico.
Flounder, your turn. Mexico is in.
USA.
USA is in. All right.
Japan.
Flounder. Japan. Yes, Japan is in. Flounder.
China.
Oh, be more specific.
Oh, well, that's kind of unusual. You have to go by a province?
There's 2 Chinas.
Well, I guarantee you Taipei. I guarantee you Taiwan's in there. Taiwan's in there.
Yeah, okay. So you said Chinese.
Taiwan.
They're Chinese Taipei. Okay, It's your turn, Kimmer.
Okay. That would be Dominican Republic.
You are correct, sir. The Dominican Republic.
They all come from
the ball is in Flounder's court.
What about Canada?
Canada, yes. They are in. That's right. Kimmer, it's your turn.
How many have we named? It's only named about 8 or something, have we? And we've still got 12 or something to go. Oh, my God. France? I can't imagine France has a baseball team.
France is not in it. Flounder for all the marbles for the lounge suite. What Jay has in the box and Carol has between door number 3. Name me one team. One more of the teams.
Germany.
Germany is not.
It's a tie. We both lost.
All right, here's it. Australia, Brazil, Canada, Taipei, not Colorado, Colombia, Cuba, Czech Republic,
Cuba, of course.
Dominican Republic, Great Britain, Israel, Italy, Japan, Mexico.
I was going to say Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have. The Netherlands, Nicaragua, Panama, Puerto Rico, South Korea, and USA and Venezuela.
Well, some of those are surprising, like the Netherlands. I mean, that's unusual.
Netherlands has played baseball for a while now. Yeah.
Anyway, pretty cool.
Veronica guessed Cuba. Cuba's not on there?
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes, Cuba's always on there. They're like boxing, man.
I think I guessed that.
Boxing and baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Fidel's thing.
Damn it.
What is that? Have you done with sports already?
Well, no, wait. So there's one more thing. Let me see.
You got plenty. I got a couple things, but you take as long as you like.
Let me
because
see if there's one more thing I had on here. Yeah. Okay. In the history of Major League Baseball, only 10 players have hit at least 40 home runs in a season with fewer strikeouts than homers that season. That's pretty amazing, especially in today's game. Lou Gehrig did it twice. So did Demarest George's Johnny Mize. Mel Ott, Joe DiMaggio, and Bobby Bonds' steroid freak son Barry did it once apiece. But only one man did it 3 times, 40 home runs plus, and struck out less amount of times than he hit homers in one season. Who was that man?
Ted Williams.
You know, that's half of it. You got half of it right.
Ted Luzinski. William.
That's Greg Luzinski.
Greg Luzinski,
He played for the Redlegs.
Not Pete
Known
Rose.
for wearing very short, torn-off sleeves to show off his
I
muscles.
know. Simmons. Greg Luzinski.
Close. Ted Kluzinski.
Ted Kluzinski. Yeah, that's right. I remember the sleeves, the cut-off sleeves. Oh, my God.
Left-handed. But I don't know why baseball doesn't still. The women love that. Are you kidding me? The guy is a monster.
Yeah.
Women would kill to watch guys out there with their showing their muscles off.
Yeah. Well, now they kind of like all those guys, since they go to the long pants and they're a lot tighter wearing those tight pants and not those baggy knee length things before. So they've got that going for them. But still, I'm also surprised. And a lot of those guys these days, baseball players are most of them are pretty well built. I mean, they can show off their ripped. They're
In fact, some of them may be too ripped, as they say. You know, you get too muscular, it's hard for the muscles to move.
Yeah, that is true. Look at the 6'8" guy from the Yankees. He's got tennis freaking elbows.
He's going for his third shot. He's gone back to New York City for a third shot in his elbows.
It's too many muscles. You can't undo those things. A couple things here, Pete Davis. Some birthdays, sports-wise. Janet Guthrie, the racer. Wasn't she the first NASCAR or first Indianapolis? Janet Guthrie is 87. Tennis great and also a golfer, Yvonne Lendl, Hall of Famer, is 65. Lynn Swann, speaking of Hall of Fame, NFL superstar, 73 years old today. And
Lendl's passing shot, when he finally figured that out, McEnroe cleaned his clock until Lendl figured out that when McEnroe came to the net, you hit that passing shot that looked almost like a half lob, but he hit it hard, and there's no way you could hit it. It would go like a curveball from 12 to 6, and it would land well inside the line.
Yeah. On this day in history, 38 years ago, 87, Mike Tyson beat James Bone Crusher Smith to win the second leg of the undisputed heavyweight championship. Let's see, that was in 1987. And on this day in 2012, in fact, in 2012 and 2016, the same day, different things for the same guy. 2012, this day, Colts released injured quarterback Peyton Manning. In 2012, he went on to play for Denver. Same day, 4 years later, 2016, Peyton Manning announced he's retiring after 18 seasons in the National Football League. Pretty cool. And he was,
Omaha!
Yeah, Omaha. And I mean, the whole country went nuts when he started screaming Omaha. I mean, it was amazing. And again, for a guy who couldn't throw a long pass, he was a hell of a quarterback, I mean,
I tell you,
that they say
Omaha Steaks is really missing a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They, from the beginning, from years ago, they missed it anyway. It's at 5:29. Holy cow, 5 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
I'd just like to add that we are huge fans of Omaha Steaks here at the Kimmer
Tremendous.
Show.
It's so hard to get them, though. They never, if you could only get them, I figure, sometime, I know. We used to have, a thing with a thing there. Let's see. Oh, look, it's 5:30. Okay, we got to do a thing here. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and don't forget, set your clocks this Saturday night when you go to bed. And we got
nobody does that anymore.
I know.
It's automatic.
Well, I have two though. I have to set my oven clock and my coffee maker clock and my alarm clock and my car clock. I have to set, believe it or not. Anyway, 5:30. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out.
The Morning Extra is live weekday mornings from 6 to 10, and here's what you missed. I saw somebody wrote this on Twitter. Am I going to find out they funded 9/11?
At this point, anything's possible.
Oh, my God, anything's possible. If we learn that, I don't know what I'll do with myself. I don't know that I'm ready mentally to hear that. And the crazy thing is, I'd almost be more surprised if I found out we didn't. That's the saddest part of it. I guess the silver lining is we take such joy in the dismantling of this swamp that they told me didn't exist, seeing it dismantled layer by layer. That will help me get through anything that we discover, I believe.
Well, this was the news media, namely the New York Times, that initially the deep state doesn't exist. There's not black money going to all these places around the world. And then it turned into, okay, it's been proven. Now they pointed out it's good for America that we have this.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Well, it's not officially a National Dentist Day, but yesterday was, so we can hold over one lousy day for Dina Giesler, my official Kimmer dentist at Atlanta Smiles. For 30 years, my goodness, this woman's been taking care of stuff, and she has, I think the reason I'm so impressed with her staff, she has a guy doctor there too, but it's filled with women who are like the most nurturing, careful nurses who make sure you're happy and taken care of. They're always happy and smiling. And the reason is this is it's almost like going to a spa, because it's not like one of those, chain things where there's a conveyor belt. I mean, it's just, the whole thing is really just a real personal experience, including the doggy. Now, Dr. Dina, she was a Navy vet. So, by the way, veterans get 10% right off the top. Just tell them when you call. But she has this little doggy. I always say, I want the doggy. We'll take a nap in your lap while you're getting your work done. That's the darndest thing you ever saw. Bridges, cleaning, crowns, all that kind of stuff. Cosmetic dentistry. They do it all. Dina Giesler. And again, here's a phone number, 404-262-7733. They got your smile waiting for you at AtlantaSmiles.com.
Hey, homeowners, it's Flounder, and I'm here to keep you warm. Well, I won't, but my friends at Dobbs Heating and Air will. As a new homeowner myself, I prefer working with local, family-owned companies who value what matters to me and treats my home like it's their own. The Dobbs family have a passion for what they do, and taking care of people is their primary goal. So if your home needs help staying warm right now, call Dobbs Heating and Air and experience the Dobbs difference. And check them out online at DobbsHVAC.com.
Here today with Evan Ward, the founder, president, and financial advisor with Atlas Retirement. And Evan, we've recently seen markets soaring. And with that, some folks a little worried the market may crash. So when we hear recession talk, particularly for those in retirement, what can folks do? What can your clients do to better protect their savings?
You know, Kevin, the only people that remember how much money they lost in the housing crisis was the folks who sold their homes during retirement. You look back at the dot-com crash, you look at the housing crisis in the market, that was 15 and 20 years ago, respectively. And so you were 20 years younger. And when you're that far away from retirement, you're not looking to spin that asset down. So it's a bad day. It hurts. But it's not life-changing. But that same attitude, now that you're nearing and in retirement, can come back to haunt you, because now you are using those assets. You are relying on that resource, and you are that person selling the house in the middle of the housing crisis because your assets are what you're using to provide your retirement. What we do is we put together a plan that says no matter what the timing of the market, you know, you have a bad market right before or even worse right after you retire, you're not sitting there going, oh gosh, I don't have enough anymore. I need to go back to work. The whole point of working as hard as you have your whole life is to make sure that that isn't ever in the cards. You have a plan in place that you have the confidence that you will never have to worry about the timing of the market and how it's affecting your resources that you are relying on.
Call Atlas Retirement today for a complimentary risk review on your savings and investments. That number is 678-736-7799, 678-736-7799, or online at atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
Don't miss the Braves home opener at Truist Park April 4th through the 10th when the Marlins and Phillies come to town. Fans can enjoy some fun during the week, including Braves Walk on April 4th, where fans can line the streets of the Battery Atlanta as the team parades down the street and into the ballpark, welcoming in the 2025 season. And of course, the Braves are back with some iconic giveaways and ticket packages like the Chris Sale's Cy Young bobblehead presented by Delta Airlines on April 9th. And brand new to the lineup this year, the Hello Kitty ticket package on April 10th, which includes an exclusive Braves and Hello Kitty co-branded light-up figurine. Plus, don't miss the first Kids Club Day on Sunday, April 6th, where the first 3,000 kids will receive a Chris Sale Triple Crown to wear. Some great seats still remain, and it's the perfect way to spend your spring break. Visit Braves.com/promos to check out the fun and freebies during the opening homestand and purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
Rocking and rolling. 5:36. Cameron Payton Flounder with the Stones at the Palace Theatre in Manchester in 1965. Stones did a gig. A female fan fell from the circle while the group was playing at the Palace Theatre. The crowd broke her fall, and the girl escaped serious injury, but she did break a few teeth. Stones concert in England, Manchester, in 1965. There you go. What's this song, Flounder? I don't know the song.
Hang Fire.
Hang Fire.
Hang Fire. You just said it. I should have known that.
Hang Fire.
Fire. Hang Fire, of course.
It's a...
What?
You want to know what it is?
Yeah.
It's a British term for basically sitting around not doing anything.
Hang fire.
Hang fire.
I'll be darned. Well, you learn something every day. The hideous Wanda Sykes, the comedian, is 61. Harriet Tubman on History of the World Part 2. Daphne Lido on Blackish. And I've heard at the very beginning, many years ago, I remember Wanda Sykes, and she did a couple things I thought were really funny, but boy, did she turn nasty or mean or something.
She's a mean, bitter old liberal.
Yeah, I mean, it got ugly. I mean, seriously ugly. It's kind of a shame.
Husk on a stick.
Yeah, it's just trying to pull the thing. Let's get a little literate here for a second, boys, if you don't mind. This day, kind of a love story. 1777. Continental Congressman John Adams writes 3 letters to and receives 2 letters from his wife, Abigail. He's in Philadelphia. She's in Braintree, Massachusetts at their home. Their correspondence between Abigail and John Adams totaled 1,160 letters. Wow. Politics, military strategy, economic works, family health. Their mutual respect and adoration served as evidence that even in an age when women were not able to vote, there were nonetheless marriages in which wives and husbands were true intellectual and emotional equals. A couple quick things. In the second letter John drafted to Abigail on this day, he declared Philadelphia had lost its vibrancy during Congress's removal to Baltimore, its adult place. More than half the inhabitants have removed to the country as their wisdom to do. And he says the remainder are chiefly Quakers, as dull as beetles. In the letters he received, Abigail wrote in February she bemoaned not only the difficulty of writing during the war, but also the lack of military fervor demonstrated by New Englanders. She said she awaited greater patriotism, awaited greater prosperity, and future correspondence from her beloved husband to his devoted Portia, their nickname for his wife, and a reference to his devoted heroine of Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. Anyway, 1,100 letters. Wow. Anyway, good for them. 539, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And, this story came in. I think they're still trying to decide what to do with this woman police officer, detective in New York City. This special victims detective woman, Melissa Mercado, 7-year veteran of the New York's finest police force. She's a detective. Popped up on a music video published by some hip-hop company, and it shows this hot cop gyrating and shaking her body, wearing only a thong and a skimpy bra on a pole. She was pole dancing. Now, one other detective said they found out I have no words, this is disgusting. However, the union guy says, now, wait a minute, what she's doing has nothing to do with her job as an employee. She's not wearing police paraphernalia. Nothing in the video says she's a detective or a police officer. If she's doing it for money, she has a side gig, then the police should know about a side job. You're supposed to be able to off-duty employment application stuff. But anything she does in that video is fine. Nothing she does in that video is any of our business. That was just recently. In 2021, there was another rookie cop caught giving a married lieutenant a lap dance at a police party. That's not the same thing. Did you ever date a stripper?
No.
Flounder, did you ever date a stripper?
Oh, my God.
Oh, he's in the back. He didn't want to answer that anyway.
No.
Never did a stripper? Well, I guess I shouldn't say anything now.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't. Mr. Minority, once again.
No, I'll tell you the one story. I think I mentioned this on the podcast several years ago, but when I used to live, when I was in my apartment complex in Brookhaven, and this one girl, very buxom, a redheaded, buxom young lady, about 5'4" and definitely top heavy, and she had a couple little doggies, and she would walk her little doggies in the parking lot, and occasionally, if I was in my garage, all of a sudden one day I saw these 2 little doggies, and then they raced over into my garage to play with me. So I'm playing with the doggies, and this girl comes up, and we start talking stuff like that. Well, sure enough, she invites me over to her place for a drink or whatever. So I go over there, and we get to talking, and sure enough, she used to work as a stripper, a dancer at the Gold Club.
Of course.
And she...
High class.
And now I used to joke with Wayne, no offense. Anytime, in fact, you may have heard this before. Anytime I was on the radio in the last really 30 years, anytime anything about a stripper came up, we would always go, chicka pow, and hi, my name's Cinnamon, and I'll be your dancer this evening, stuff like that. Well, we get to talking to the girl, and I said, what was your name? She said, Cinnamon. I swear to God. I swear to God. And I'm not making this up. On her couch in her living room, I texted Wayne No Offense that moment. And I told her the story that every time I talked about a stripper, we used to call her Cinnamon because and that was her freaking name. And I texted it to Wayne No Offense, my producer and friend, at the very moment. That was one of the funniest damn things
That can't
ever.
be her name. Nobody names their kids Cinnamon. Come on, that's a stage name.
No, that was her stage name. But again, the fact that she, of all the names to pick for a stripper, she picked that one with me. Anyway, it was still a pretty funny freaking story.
Pretty funny.
And nothing, I mean, she let me kiss her a couple times. I never.
What a shock. So you didn't even have to end that story because we know how it ends. Nothing happens.
I didn't touch her. I didn't do anything. I gave her a ride once, and I didn't even kiss her after that one. So
there are monks and conyers that get more action than you do.
Well, I used to,
Got every Friday Susan on the horn.
I love it. Every Friday Susan. Hey, baby, how's it going?
It's going wonderful. So before I get to what I wanted to talk about real quick, you were talking about men these days. They're so muscular in their sport, it affects their ability.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow comes to mind. He couldn't throw the ball because he was just too bulky.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
He was more suited to be a tight end, a blocking tight end, or maybe a receiving tight end, but not a quarterback.
Yeah.
But anyway, just two quick highlights from Trump's speech.
Yeah.
Two highlights that I think people aren't talking about because everybody was talking about the little kid DJ and Lakin's mom, and it was the libs. On the left, the women, so-called women, wearing pink, standing in solidarity for women.
No,
aren't they the party that can't define what a woman is?
Yeah, exactly. I mean the whole thing is...
Ketanji Brown Jackson, in her confirmation hearing, couldn't tell you because she wasn't a biology professor.
Right. That's
that
right.
was her answer.
Yeah.
The other thing was they were holding up those stupid signs about Save Medicaid. One of the signs that they had was... protect the veterans. And so here's Trump in real time announcing they have one of the terrorists that bombed the
key terrorist, the leader, the guy who planned it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. In real time announcing it, and none of them stood.
I know.
Just wrap your head around that. Wrap your head around that.
Yeah, and thank God Donald Trump made the point. And he also said that Michelle Wallace, whatever her name is, should be fired from MSNBC for her comments about hoping the kid doesn't. Oh, God.
Her and Maddow both. It's just these people are... I don't even know reprehensible. I think it's indefensible. I don't even know it's reprehensible. It's abominable. It's despicable. These people are awful.
And the problem is, there's a darkness in their soul. There really is a darkness in there. And the problem is it's only due because they hate Donald Trump because he was a billionaire playboy from New York and they didn't think he should be the guy in politics. I mean, that's all you can say about it. They attacked him for his personality and his quirky behaviors and stuff like that for no reason. It's got nothing to do with what the country needs and what he's done for it. And they keep linking onto this stuff, which has no meaning. How could the women of America not be screaming and yelling about these women like they didn't know what a freaking woman is to? I mean, the whole thing is just amazing.
You couched it right as far as the darkness in the soul. But I don't know. I know you don't do a lot of social media. I don't either. But there's been a lot of talk on talk radio about TikTok and about people coming out that are lifelong Dems that watch that are like, I'm done with the Dems. I'm done.
I just read one. I saw one popped up, and in fact, it's on social media too. The same woman said that same. I've been a Democrat my whole life. What the hell are these people doing? I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Yes. Anyway, have a great.
Thanks. Thanks.
By the way, hopefully your pacemaker held up with your push.
Hey, I'm very proud of myself. I'll tell you what, babe. 45 push in a minute. It was great, and 5 one-arm push-ups each arm too, man.
Well, AI can put your face in a different body, and you could just post that to Facebook or something.
Hey, you have a great day. Best wishes to you and yours too, Susan. It's always great to talk this week. 546 news. We
got two breaking stories. One, Kirk Cousins is asked to speak with Arthur Blank about playing for another team.
Oh, boy. All right.
So he can lie to another team about his injury, allegedly. And supposedly, this is coming over through Facebook, so it's not really a news story, that they've gone through all of Joe Biden's signatures for the last 4 years.
Oh, I know this story. Tell the truth. This is true. Say it. Yeah.
Everyone was auto-pinned. The only one he signed was the one where he says he's withdrawing from the race as a Democratic candidate. But everything else was auto-pinned.
Yeah. Every minute of his life was programmed.
So he didn't sign to somebody. Anyone could have signed
that's
that.
right. Yeah. That's your president. 4 years. And then Donald Trump every day has a press in to talk about whatever they want. Oh, what a difference in Morning in America. 547, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let her rip Friday. Holy cow, it's almost done. I can't believe it.
For half a century, glyphosate has affordably and effectively protected Georgia farmers' crops from invasive weeds. Without it, the impact would be felt beyond the fields, hitting Americans where it hurts, our wallets. That's why the Modern Ag Alliance advocates for farmers' continued access to essential crop protection tools so food prices don't rise even more. Get the facts at controlweedsnotfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Cowart for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is Lou Kuhn, founder of Stop Suicide USA. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at the podcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
HCI Wealth Advisors is your financial defense partner, preparing you for the unexpected when the inevitable happens in life. Our tailored strategies empower families to build wealth, generate infinite income, and mitigate taxes, fees, and penalties. At HCI Wealth Advisors, we help you transfer wealth while creating an everlasting legacy. Our goal is to ensure you meet your financial needs today, tomorrow, and into retirement. Our experienced team is committed to ensuring your legacy endures for generations to come. Learn more at hgiwealthadvisors.com.
Hi, my name is Steve from Marietta, and we hired ATL Turfco to build our dream backyard golf setup. They installed a large 4-hole putting green, a sand bunker, a short game area, and did a full conversion to artificial grass around the pool with decorative retaining walls. ATL Turfco was really creative. They were efficient. The installation was a breeze. Price was completely reasonable, and I definitely appreciated their communication throughout the project. I would definitely recommend ATL Turfco to anybody thinking about doing a backyard makeover. You can check them out online right now at atlturfco.com.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Are you overpaying for health insurance? Maybe stuck in a plan doesn't fit what you need, huh? Why wait for open enrollment? Get the health insurance doctor's name, Steven. Year-round enrollment, nationwide PPO plan, zero deductibles, no copay, saving up to 60% compared to marketplace stuff. Family of 4, you can save up to $10,000 a year. Corporate-style benefit plans designed to fit your life and your budget. I can't recommend them enough. Free, quick consultation with Steven, the health insurance doctor. Here's the number, 678-523-0759. healthinsurancedoctor.net.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
Hey, it's Mike with Atlanta Painting Company. We invite you to transform your home. Our expert team brings color to life with top quality paints and flawless finishes, and leading the industry with our color consultants. Whether it's a fresh coat of paint for one room or an entire exterior makeover, the Atlanta Painting Company has you covered. So, trust the local pros for reliable, professional service when you need to revive your home or business. Find us at atlantapaintingcompany.com or call us at 1-800-PAINTING. That's atlantapaintingcompany.com. The Atlanta Painting Company, the painters you can trust.
There we go. It's the Beatles.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something. I think you'll understand. And I say that something.
These are the original Kimmer style Beatles. I want to hold your hand. And again, just what a simple, easy, silly little thing. And boy, did that make a note. The Beatles, 1962, recorded their first radio appearance at the Playhouse Theatre in Manchester for the Teenagers' Turn, Here We Go show. After one rehearsal, the Beatles put on suits for the first time and along with the other artists appeared on the program, recorded the show in front of a teenage audience. 1962. Talk about the early Beatles. Holy cow. Let's see, I got a birthday quick list here. I think I got one left over. Peter Wolf, lead singer of the Jay Giles Band. Peter Wolf is 79. And the guy who played the Gotham City DA in The Batman, Peter Sarsgaard, is 54. He must be the brother of the other Sarsgaard who played Tarzan, I'm guessing. I don't know. Or maybe that's the same. Is that the same one?
I don't know if they're brothers or not.
I don't know. I have no idea. And on this day in history, just a little quick thing here, if you mind. I got Mr. Froggy here. 1975, on this day, the U.S. Senate revised its filibuster rule, allowing 60 senators to limit debate in most cases instead of 2/3. And again, that's been a whole thing. Now the Democrats want to go back to, and it was a Democrat, Harry, what's his name, Reid from Nevada, was the one who started doing all this filibuster stuff. Anyway, that was in 75. 1994, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled unanimously, by the way, that a parody poking fun at an original work can be considered fair use. It concerned a parody of Roy Orbison's song, Oh Pretty Woman, but it was done by the rap group Two Live Crew, making fun of him, and the Supreme went all the way to the Supreme Court. And they said, no, parodies, you can do parodies. Don't be silly. Anyway, should we do a little something here, Pete Davis? A little Flounder. It's a Friday afternoon. It's a beautiful sunny day. And by the way, don't forget, set your clocks. You're going to get more daylight, but you lose an hour's sleep or something, but it's still the same. But now we got game time. Pete Davis, what's going on, Pete? What is up, sir?
All right. Only 5 states have held an Olympics.
5? Oh, my.
A
Summer
Who
Olympics?
Wants to start?
Any Olympics or just summer or
the Olympics?
All right.
I'll start.
All right, go ahead.
Obviously, Atlanta, 96.
California.
That's right. That's one. California. There's 3 more states, Flounder.
New York.
New York. Kimber, there's 2 left.
Nevada.
No.
Ah, crap.
Chicago.
Flounder.
Or Illinois.
No,
Illinois.
No one would ever put the Olympics in Chicago. Are
It's
you kidding
Wisconsin
me? No.
or so. Wisconsin or Michigan?
No.
Winter Olympics?
Lake Placid has held it twice, 1932
Yeah, but
and
it's only one
1980
state. Yeah, okay.
Winter Games.
Yeah.
That's right. Georgia once with the summer. And California, the 32 and the 84 Summer Games and the 60 Winter Games. Mitt Romney.
Oh, Michigan.
Utah.
Oh, Utah.
Utah. Salt Lake City
I'm thinking of his
did a
dad.
winter.
Okay,
But the one no one ever remembers or ever gets.
What?
Right smack dab in the middle of the country, Missouri, St. Louis, 1904 Summer Games.
I would never have known that. I'll be damned. Well, you stumped the band there, Pete Davis. Not that it's that hard or anything, you know. Anyway, well, let's see. 5:55. Another. If you just join us again, this is really kind of heartbreaking, but I hope it's in the good kind of heartbreaking.
It's Friday. You're going to end the show.
People are going to know this if they're going home. It's not. I mean, it's we'll be okay.
Leave them laughing.
It'll be fine. Well, we'll come up with something between then and now.
Here's something to hang yourself over the weekend.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph, forget it. Everybody's fine. By the way, Gene Hackman's still alive, and his wife came back to life, and they're having dinner right now. It's an incredible story, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, seriously, we need to. My God. All right, then let's play the sound of those idiots doing their chant, Flounder, one more time in case you missed it. And again, this is worth hearing. These idiots led by Bill Nye the Science Guy, with his NIH workers out of work, the health people, Institute of Health people, staged a rally in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Now, let's remember, a couple of days ago, they did their interpretive dance in Washington to complain about the Doge and cuts and so forth. And then we had those idiot girls yesterday doing their let's pick a fighter that does, a pose and stuff like that. And today, here we go, Bill Nye the Science Guy and all these idiot women in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Here's how they think America should be changed by what they're doing to show the right way, the right path to take. Flounder, if you will. Today's protest. Oh, a singing protest. Yeah. gonna shine the light.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Let it shine. That's it. Boy, this really. I think I'm gonna start voting Democrat. Oh, they're all together in unison. Oh, the science lights the way, and science is the way. Science lights the way, yeah, they're causing the freaking... Oh, these people, honest to God.
And just for the record, Mr. Wizard would kick Bill Nye's ass.
Don Herbert. In fact, it was the other day, I'm not sure I mentioned it in the history thing, but it was the other day when Don Herbert did his first TV show, and I used to never miss our parents would always love us to watch Mr. Wizard. He would do science experiments on TV.
He wouldn't yell at the kids like, no, you're doing it wrong.
No, he was wonderful. But and again, he did that show from like 1951 to 1963. I mean, he did it for like 15 years or something.
See Saturday Night Live when they're making fun of him and he's yelling at the kids because they're doing dangerous stuff.
Well, hell, how about what's his name doing the fish in the blender, for God's sakes? Dan
Aykroyd?
Yeah, Dan.
The Bassomatic.
Yeah, the Bassomatic. Oh, Flounder's funnies. Here we go. What do you got, Flounder?
I went to a museum where they had all the heads and arms from the statues that are in all the other museums. I used to work for the factory where they make hydrants, but you couldn't park anywhere near the place. I got an answering machine for my phone. Now when I'm not home and someone calls me up, they hear a recording of a busy signal. I bought some powdered water, but I don't know what to add. Last night I was in a bar and I walked up to this beautiful woman and I said, "Do you live around here often?" I broke a mirror in my house and I'm supposed to get 7 years bad luck, but my lawyer thinks he can get me 5.
That's our friend,
Mr. Stephen Wright.
Stephen Wright. I love it. Well, boys, have a great weekend. Hi to Miss Veronica, Mrs. Veronica, Mrs. Flounder, and Pete Davis and the whole crew up there in the mountains to make it. In the meantime, it's only Kimmer. Christine, sing me, "Oh, baby, I gotta go." You're killing me. Look out, Herb, hi-oh.
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.